Supercoach tabs on my phone at dawn, scrolling through the carnage, what went wrong? Grammar solid steady, rookies on the rise, mid-prices tempting me, danger in disguise. Big J calling from the couch, mate, check your side. Joe bragging about a loophole, riding that tide. We're trading in our hopes like stocks on a screen, chasing that price rise, living the dream. Woo! We're the center bounds crew. Hey! Whistle blows, we're riding it through. From goals and behinds to the last upgrade. Greatest game in the world, that's how we're made. From a pig in the guts to the bench warmer blues. Every week we're breaking the rules. They fell in our veins, yeah, it's all we do. We're the center bounds crew. Got duds on the park, can't win a hard ball. Need a downgrade, target, answer that call. Possessions piling up, my captain's on fire. Vice loop lightning, sparks through the wire. Yeah. Trade plan scribbled on the back of a bill. One more sideways move, I swear I'll sit still. But the siren hits Friday, logic is gone. Mate, just push and go on. Who you backing in, who you backing in? Who you backing in, yeah. Who you letting go? One more risky move, then we steal the show. We're the center bounds crew. Hey! Whistle blows, we're riding it through. From goals and behinds to the last upgrade. Greatest game in the world, that's how we're made. From a pig in the guts to the bench warmer blues. Every week we're breaking the rules. They fell in our veins, yeah, it's all we do. We're the center bounds crew. We're the center bounds crew. Oh yeah, the center bounds crew. The center bounds crew. The center bounds crew.
Hey guys, welcome to the Centre Bounce on this round 9 review. We're joined by probably one of the only people that I know that doesn't own Nick Dacos and didn't cop shit for not owning him this week. Joe, what's going on, mate? The non-Nick Dacos owner, and I bet you're glad not having a 67 on field this week.
I don't even know if I even want to get this guy in. Is he even any good at football? Who is this Nick Dacos guy? I don't know who this Dacos guy is. It looks like he died to me. So look, I'm in no rush to get him in. He's got a nice juicy tag coming up as well. So look, mate. Look, I can't joke. I can't joke. You want to know why I can't joke about it?
Why?
Because fuck Ross Lyon and fuck St Kilda. Okay?
And Adam Uze as well for stuffing up Cummings' role on the weekend and not having not getting any CBAs and stuff. What a joke.
Nah, bro, it's worse. I traded in Nazaya this week.
Oh, Joe. Oh, and of course, because it was like Saturday night or whatever, you're busy, so you didn't realize that Nazaya wasn't playing. Oh man,
yeah,
exactly. That's a rough time.
So freaking, I get bloody Carroll on field instead of Nazaya. Like, what is this bullshit? This layout managing. That is that should be illegal. If you're gonna manage your player, freaking declare him managed in the team sheets beforehand. Why are you doing this last minute management? And of course, even if I was switched onto it, all the other good primo defenders had already played by that stage. There was no one to bring in. So I ended up trading in I used my last boost for a donut primo.
Yeah, I mean, even just outside of that as well, Joe, I know who didn't play. Sam Grill didn't play. Sarong didn't play as well. So some people pivoted, said, nah, I'm not getting Nazaya in. I'm still going Sam Grill. And then, what was it, Sunday afternoon when Richmond played? Oh, well, he's not playing. So at least he didn't lose money this week. But I tell you what, it's a rough week if you don't have all the good primos. I'm not sure what you scored, Joe. I did not score very well. Back to the boonie ranks again. I think that's going to be me all season, but it's almost just a fight just to finish your team at this point, I think.
I scored 23-31, I think it was.
You beat me then. You beat me and you had Nazaya out. So I only scored 22-22. So you beat me by quite a lot. I had Nazaya out. So you're doing a lot better, I think.
How the hell did you do that, bro? And you have Jackson in your team.
Yeah, I had Luke Jackson vice captain this week, and I still only scored that. It was terrible. It was so, I don't know what the issue was with my team, but it was was not a good week for me. Had a donut in the back line because of Nazaya, so I ended up just copying Sam Cummings 32. See you later, mate. Rechko scored higher. Anderson scored higher. Then I still had Farrow because I decided to double downgrade this week. So it was good to get the cash gen and potentially I can go 2 up. We'll see. But yeah, just a really rough one. Kobe, how's it going,
I decided to double downgrade. I decided to double upgrade last week, but because Nazaya didn't play, I basically double downgraded.
Unlucky. Michael, how's it going, Michael? Hey, legends. How was your guys' week? Kind of covered that a little bit. 24-84 for Michael. Holy moly. Bro was like 150 points. Doing very well, Michael. Fantastic. He also does not own Nick Dacos. Hey, lads, 22.95. Nice work, Harry. Into the top 30K. Coming went. There you go. G'day, guys. Shaunsky, how's it going, mate? And Muzz. I think we're losing a few people at the moment, Joe, just because we didn't have the live stream up earlier.
Yeah, that's all right.
During the day. But the people will trickle in as always. Muzz, hey, gang, managed to finish my forward line. Nice work, Muzz. Yeah, you're doing a lot better than me. It was a shocking week, and few players that I thought were going to do well just didn't do well. What can you do? I mean, Philippou had a stinker after going 80-80, while, of course, he was on my bench. So I put him on field for once, and he drops another stinker. I mean, what can you do? And, yeah, just a rough week. Nice to have a few players ready to cull, which is good. But, yeah, just for right now, it's a bit rough. And then,
but you had to field them. You had to field them this week, though. He's got the Eagles. Or was it Richmond? He's got Rich. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's got Richmond at Marvel Stadium. Yeah. So you'd hope he'd do okay, but yeah. And then good old Geordie Clark, Joe, 72, another sub-100 score for him, and just looking at average. I mean, Freo got the win, fantastic, but for Geordie Clark, it's just last-minute stuff, really, I think. And there's the blinker for everyone who's been asking about the blinkers. Let me see.
Monday night, not Monday night blinkers this time. Definitely under the hammer with work. I sort of foreshadowed it last week that this month is going to be absolutely hectic. So it's not nice leaving work at around 8 o'clock on a Monday night, but can't do much about it. But yeah, look, I think with Geordie Clark, it's an interesting one. Geordie Clark, he looks better than he scores, in my opinion, and he ends up inevitably kicking the ball out on the fall or doing something in a really clutch, important moment. And then he might do some other things, like we'll have a great spoil or we'll have a really great shepherd, which ends up setting up a teammate. But of course, that sort of stuff isn't rewarded by Supercoach. So it's unfortunate that the game Supercoach is not quite recognizing the good stuff that he's doing off the ball as a good teammate for his, for Freo. But look, he's got the Bombers this week. Let's be real. He's probably going to run circles. He's going to run circles around us at the MCG on Sunday. So I might as well just hold on to the prick.
Yeah, it's a rough one. I mean, I've got it up here, Joe. If he didn't have a big fourth quarter for Geordie Clark, first 3 quarters, what did he score? 49. So heading into the fourth quarter, it went big, 33 points. But yeah, it's as Michael says here, Luke Ryan's killing his scoring. And also one, not Chad Warner, what's his name? Carl Warner,
Corey.
obviously, has come in and stolen a few of his points as well. And, only got the 2 kick-ins, but it's 2 kick-ins that Clark doesn't get. And he ends up running back and doing a lot more, and Clark gets put on the shit job. So I think against clubs that don't have a lot of medium-sized forwards, Clark does okay. But he always gets put on the defensive roles sometimes, and just kind of murders his scoring there. Heading over to Hawthorn though, and you've had a bad day when all of your defenders are the ones that are scoring big in your team, Joe.
Yeah, well, the thing is that they had no, apart from Gunston, it really didn't look like they had many avenues to goal, and they were setting it up in a way that they could run the forward line. Yeah, when they tried to set up the forward line.
Yeah.
So it was unfortunate for them, and obviously very unfortunate that Barras went down. I think Barras was obviously really important, and so they're really injured and banged up at the moment, the Hawks. So they try to defend with the ball in hand, but it only ends up like it worked for a period of time, but there's only so much you can defend from your back half until the floodgates opened, and then that's exactly what happened. Barras sort of disrupted all of their defensive structures, him going down, and Luke Jackson became he's the unicorn, but he also really became the X factor, the game-winning X factor, where they had no answer for him because they had to play Weddle more defensively, and Weddle isn't really known for his defensive prowess. Weddle is definitely more of an offensive run and gun, but they just didn't have any other options that they could play in defense. So yeah, well done, Fremantle. They appeared to be the real deal, the way they took that game apart from the Hawks. So, yeah, when you have a lot of good players contributing, I suppose it means that there's less likely for any one individual to dominate on a regular basis, unless your name is Luke Jackson, of course.
That's it, right? Who review? How you going, mate? Urge to trade Clark 100%, Harry. It might be a buy round thing, though. Big J forward line. Sheasel, Petrarca, Pickett, Bailey, Rankin, and Flanders. And just wanted to say sorry to all the people that I told to get Zach Bailey in last week. It kind of went to shit for everybody. I thought he'd have a much bigger game against the Blues, and poor old Zach Bailey didn't do much for a majority of the game, and I think it was a fourth quarter domination. Came out with a 75, so not that great.
What about my boy Hugh McCluggage? How did my boy Hugh go?
That's it. He did very well, and I think him, Callahan, and a few others are going to be, even Noah Anderson, Joe, for the people that still had him, went massive. So, like myself, who traded them out and got somewhat comparable players, I think, in different lines. It's worked out really well for you, I think. A few kind of guys around the 500K mark. And that's the decision that I have to make this week is do I grab someone who's a bit more expensive, like a Heaney or something, or try and double downgrade? Try and double upgrade. I think the upgrade's the way to go, but I'm just shy of kind of getting the 2 players that I wanted. So it's a little bit sad. Alex, so early VC and Cs this week. I think you got to probably go Brodie Grundy at home. I don't know what's happening with Collingwood, but apparently they're in the toilet. Problems everywhere for the Magpies. Can't beat anyone of note. So expecting a big game from Sydney at home. Tuke Miller, I think potentially could not. Tuke Miller, Petrarca could be okay. at TIO Stadium this week. Adelaide, probably no one from the Adelaide North game. Sheasel might be okay, but no one really there. Max
Noah
Gawn.
Anderson. You gotta Noah Anderson.
Noah Anderson versus Port. We're jumping back on the Noah Anderson VC train, are we, Joe?
Because he can't play anywhere else apart from Darwin, apparently, the shit dumbass. So, capitalize on the Darwin matches, I guess.
Fair enough. Lock him in for Darwin then, as Joe says. Oh man, that would be an interesting time. Heading into him. Few people here saying Lockie Neal would be cool as well. Max Gawn, I think, maybe a shout versus Hawthorn, considering Jacko got a 141 on them. Max Gawn could be back. And then, Bontempelli's always great at Marvel. Anyone versus Essendon at this point. And then, you got your St Kilda, Richmond, and GWS players. So good time to have the primos from these two teams, I think, here. Glad I started the Archie man. Very, very true. Yeah, Joe?
Whitfield could be pretty good. Whitfield or Ash against the Weagles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good old Archie Roberts, man. Pick of the season if you had him. Doing very, very, very well. I guess we can talk a little bit, Joe, about the players that didn't work this week as well. We had Buslinger, basically did nothing for an entire game, was on 35 points, and then had, a somewhat okay last quarter against Port. Doggy's got the cheeky win, which is cool, but people really didn't get their value in him. And then Burton, similar type of thing, and then Cumming as well. So I don't know about you, Joe, but I'm really wary of picking up any of these. I posted on Twitter and copped a little bit of flack from it. Thanks, Steve, if you're watching. These kind of overpriced rookies now, I'm really, really wary of them. And if I didn't go Cumming, hindsight's terrible, right? But if I didn't go Cumming, if I went, Edwards in the back line instead, and then saved myself 50 or 60K, I'd be able to get a couple of really good players in instead of, kind of the dregs of the barrel. These guys, Joe, even Sardis, the people that brought him in, myself, who, was stupidly enough to bring Watkins in, even though now he's an okay player, apparently. They're just not working out, are they?
No, but you have to go for them because if it worked out, the benefit of owning them would have been incredible. For example, with Sardis, for example, I mean, we've already crossed that bridge, but the guy strung together 2 very good games in a row. The coach was asked about him, lots of raving reviews, and we were playing well as a team. So it just makes no sense to disrupt the good thing, right? So hindsight's 20/20, as you say, but there are some things that are just completely out of your control. Ultimately, you could never have foreseen that Sardis was going to get dropped out of the blue after that third game that he plays, where he gets given absolutely no time in the midfield. Same thing with Cumming. Could you really have anticipated that Cumming was going to lose all of his CBAs to Hopper? Really? Everyone knows Hopper's not that great in the midfield, and yet Cumming wins the rising star nom, and the next thing you know is shunted forward playing as a small forward. So there are some things that you just don't anticipate, and I don't think you should be expected to anticipate it either. You just got to pick those players because you know very well that if they pop off in the same way that they show that they're capable of popping off, well, you'd be left in the dust because you can't get this guy in a week late because he already started with an inflated price. So you don't want to be the guy with, I suppose, left with nothing. Having said that, now that there is this injury, this hamstring, for example, to Barras, I might actually look at a Perez type, and maybe Perez gets a call-up as a result. So, yeah, I'm keeping an eye on what's happening at the Hawks. Yeah, Perez has had a price rise. He's 155 now, but if he plays for the next 3 weeks because Barras is out, well, that's good enough for me.
Joe, I've just cooked up something a bit cheeky.
Nice.
If you could finish your back line this week, like what's your views? We've got some people talking about potentially trading out Lindsay, but what's your thoughts on trading out Lindsay this week? Guys, projected 87, break even of 80. He's kind of made all the money that he can make, right?
What are you talking about? This guy's a primo. He's doing better for me than Jordan Clark.
I suppose that's true, isn't it? Oh,
I'm not trading this.
About that, did I?
I'm not trading this guy out. This guy is better than one of my primos. So if he's better than one of my primos, then he's a primo himself in my book. So I'm going to upgrade around Lindsay, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I have Lindsay D8 and Lindsay D8. Sorry, D8. Lindsay D5, Selwood D6. So it's working out okay for me. I was just playing around. People in the chat can see me having a bit of a play around with my team while we're on the stream. And it was Lindsay and Farah out for Ash and Bailey Dale. So I was trying to work it out and see if it's feasible or not. I can do it money-wise. I've got enough cash. It would just mean missing out on like one of the Brisbane boys or Noah Anderson versus Port and stuff like that. So just something to toss up. But Bailey Dale's on fire, and Ash plays West Coast this week, so it's going to be fun. I wouldn't be trading. I would not be trading out Lindsay, bro. Don't trade out Lindsay anyway. He's not my worst rookie on field. Let's be honest. So yeah, we'll get that sorted. I'll get 22 primos. I'll definitely get 22 primos this year. It's just about getting that kind of 23rd and 24th, which will hopefully we get some mid-season draftee guns. If McCarthy comes in, this year's McCarthy, we're on fire. Roberts or Whitfield this week, Joe? Roberts or Whitfield this week?
Whitfield. Whitfield's cheaper. Roberts is too expensive now.
Yeah, and Whitfield plays West Coast. So, yeah. Got the Bont captain now. I feel bad, right? On Friday, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit, Joe. I was just like, mate, jump the gun. Big J, as you always do. Let me see if I can find it. I did a nice Happy Mother's Day post, which was really good. But, yeah, jumped the gun a little bit, as everyone can see here. Fingers crossed ZZ's not laid in. Jackson 141 took the loop, and then good old Bontempelli drops a 160 on my head, and a little bit of egg on the face, I think, for Big J this week. So, yeah, congratulations for you people. And anytime we hear Bontempelli has an injury, has a niggle, has foot problems or butt problems or leg problems, just pick him captain, just straight see him that week. Because you know he's going to come out and absolutely smash. Bevo's talked him up and he's going to come out and straight smash everyone. So, yeah, unfortunately there. Okay,
he was good.
He
was not.
Yeah, but for a guy that was apparently on... Joe, apparently for someone who was on his last legs, who couldn't complete training and stuff, to drop out a 160 is a bit bonkers, mate.
Yeah, but that 160 I think was overscored. Like I've seen Bont dominate games before, but I don't reckon that game was a 160 caliber game. Like it was a good game, don't get me wrong, but 160? I don't know. I think someone at Champion Data definitely owns the Bont. Now, obviously, I own Bont as well. And I love me some Bontempelli. Like I said, give me Bontempelli on one leg. 50% of Bont is better than 90% of the league. But that game was not a 160, and I'm very annoyed that I went Butters VC instead of him VC because I would have been very happy.
Yeah, I guess kind of if you're watching along the game, Bontempelli and Richards just went massive out of the gates. I mean, 37 point first quarter. What did Richards get? Richards was 34 points. Just kind of went out of nowhere. And it was maybe the stat line 30 touches doesn't say a lot, but had good disposal efficiency, which is always great. And then it's come down to the 10 tackles, Joe. How many games, outside of Sam Berry, who loves a bloody tackle, how many times do you see a player running in and doing a 10 tackles? It's like what Nick Dacos used to do where, hey, you've tackled the player, but I'll jump on so I can get the extra stats.
Yeah, no, the Bont is far out, bro. I wish I had a daughter so that I could let Bont date her and marry her. Because I want to be Bont's dad. I love the Bont. Bont's the best.
You want to be Bont's dad. All right. No dramas there.
I don't know. Stepdad, half dad, I don't know. Like, or brother, mother, I don't care what. I just want something to do with Marcus Bontempelli. He is, honestly, an absolute joy to watch. There's nothing better in this league than Marcus Bontempelli. I don't know what I'd give to have this guy in the red and black. Honestly, I have no idea what it is that I would not give
to
get this game. You know what? Brad Scott has got nothing to do with this. Brad Scott has nothing to give.
Yeah, no, I get you. Going up, so Alex, I don't mind it. Like the thing that I've always said, Alex, if you can get the player that you want to get, fantastic. But the thing that I've always said is just try and get rid of the crappy scores on field first. If Lindsay is your worst playing score on field, like your midfield's done or your forward line's pretty good, chuck him. Chuck him with all power to you. You can grab a Roberts or a Whitfield. Like I think Archie Roberts, what's his break even? The kid's a freak and just playing really well the way that Essendon plays. He's playing Freo at home or close enough at home. It is the MCG. Like I think he'll do okay. And then next week, as we see here, you guys play Richmond. So, and then you play West Coast after that. So expecting another couple of big games. You could go Roberts if you want, and then try and look at grabbing like a Whitfield the week after. He is a little bit more expensive. He might go up a tiny bit, but not unobtainable. So just something to watch out for, I think, there a little bit. But definitely, if you can grab both, do it. I don't mind it. You got to start upgrading your team as you can. Going Archie Roberts and Edwards for Farah and McAndrew. Look, I don't mind it, Theo. Depends on, obviously, if Edwards is named this week, but the guy played really well. And, you know, whenever you're playing North Melbourne, you're going to have a game that just pops up his stocks. I mean, we were bombing it straight on top of his head, and the guy was just marking everything. 7 intercepts, which is bananas. 7 spoils, which is really good too. Just doing what you need to do to kind of cement your spot in the team, and I think he'll do that. He might not score you 60s every week, but as an okay downgrade target, it's not too bad. As I said, I wish I had gone him over Cumming and saved myself. What was his points last week? Can't even remember. That's how bad I hate the guy at the moment. 176. So I could have saved, 60K? That 60K right now in my team would have been top notch. So, yeah, I think he's a really good player and should stay in the team, hopefully. We'll see. Did the same thing, Joe. Playing for Naz. Pissed at the pub, laid out, reversed to Flanders. There you go, reversed to Flanders. And then Grill was out. Unlucky who reviewed, needed that extra 9 points. Luke Ryan's killing Clark scoring. I think so as well. Thinking Selwood and Philippou to some defender downgrade and McCluggage. Mullen goes to Neil based on form. Yeah, I think Bailey could get tagged. Maybe not McCluggage, but Ashcroft as well, and then Neil. They'll do some weird mix where maybe it's just whoever's in the midfield, they're the ones that are going to get tagged. So I think you'd hope that McCluggage doesn't get tagged. His problem was always just, is his body ready to go? And it feels like right now, his body's ready to go. So, yeah, I think that's kind of, it's not too bad. I'm hoping and praying that your Lombard and your Artie Jones, and Artie Jones has been playing well, Joe. I tell you what, for 115K, this guy's up and about and jumping all around.
Yeah, I unfortunately didn't get him. I went early on Cumming instead, so I'm a little bit disappointed that the guy's playing super well. So well done to all the people who brought him in, which I assume would be a lot of people. He has been fantastic. He is dynamic. He is exactly what they need. So, yeah, absolutely. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I think he's... Oh, you've gone through the tunnel, Joe.
A few games together.
Yeah, 11% owned. So not the most, but really, really good. And hoping that Jones plus Lombard can equal 2 primos with these guys. So 1 up, 1 down. Get a cheaper player. I was on the get rid of Flanders train, but now he's decided that he's going to be a primo again. So I don't know. 1 minute to go, nearly traded him to Tom Brown. There you go. Good defenders. Kobe, good defenders under 565K. Now, we will get to everyone's comments, guys. Don't you worry. So we'll be there. Super Blue IRS. Richard's lucky not to get a fine. Yeah, I think so as well. And Zach Butters too, and Cozzy Pickett too, Blue Iris. A lot of players who bumped and then, yeah, we're just very, very lucky. So we want defenders. We want 565K. Let's have a quick squeeze. Mr. Kobe. If you don't have him already, Jack Sinclair is definitely there. I think it's a good week to grab a Lockie Ash. I don't know. Let me quickly check what his role is like, but nice buy round as well. 111. Was playing a bit of midfield, but also... Yeah, also a halfback as well, though, this week, which was nice. Did he take any kick-ins? 1 kick-in. Definitely Whitfield's domain, but still took a kick-in. So there you go. I think he's probably bottomed out in terms of price to performance. Luke Parker, potentially, but I think we've cooled on him a little bit. Nick Blakey, if you guys don't have him, it was a fun watch for those people this week. Anyone else? Dan Houston, probably not. You've already got him. I really like Bailey Dale. On the upper, so could end up being in the Ash, in the, in the Roberts, Archie Roberts, Whitfield type of spot where they just get too expensive. And I think he might be on the rise. Really, really nice stats the last few weeks, ever since round 6. Just going, 101, 113, 141, 128. So if you don't want to overly spend for a player, he probably is the option, I think, and will do really well. So we'll see what's up. If I had to rank them, Sinclair number 1, 100%. I would probably go Ash. Actually, no, I would go Sinclair. Based on performance, it would be Sinclair. It would be Bailey Dale. It would be Ash, and then Nick Blakey if you want. Nick Blakey obviously being the pod. So that'd be the only thing. If I wanted someone a little bit cheaper, like even your Tom Stewarts and stuff have just kind of fallen off the cliff a little bit. So they'll bounce back. Josh Worrell will bounce back as well at some point. But yeah, just these guys have kind of fallen off the cliff a little bit. Where are you? Nazire as well, 558K. Like, I don't know. Not for me. Half the Gunners. Yep, there you go. Season rank, nice. Laird Lard Donuts. How you going, mate? Rank 284, 1 forward spot. Looking to fill it this week with Rankin many CBAs. I think the game was just more competitive, to be honest. Or maybe not. Rankin CBAs. Disposal efficiency. Goal assist. Check. So Rankin CBAs, 74% CBAs, got 20. Second high, well, the highest really midfielder. I don't know if there's a huge thing. I think, where did he play? So Rankin definitely played through the middle, went to the forward. Maybe it was a case of like a Dawson going back that kind of forced him to go a little bit more midfield. No, Dawson's good as well. I think Adelaide's just trying to play around with their team a little bit, to be honest. A few of the players have moved around. I don't mind it. The only thing with Rankin is just consistency, really. I think your kind of F5, F6, even your Tuke Millers and stuff just haven't been that great. What is Rankin's ownership? That'd be my thing. For you and your rank, I'd be looking at probably a low-owned player if you can, just to have a nice pod in the forward line. Really good price. Played Richmond, so obviously he's going to go big. Richmond aren't very good at football at the moment. Should do okay at North Melbourne versus us. What is his ownership? 6%. Yep, I really like him. Pick him. Pick him. Do it. Trade out Walsh and Clark. No, I would be waiting until the buy rounds. Clark has shown that he can drop hundreds. Walsh was on track to go hundreds as well. Who review? Definitely buy rounds. If you can upgrade your team by then and then have those guys ready to go 100%, but just not now. Get rid of your crappier scores and your bad rookies first. Brought in Bailey, unlucky. Ashcroft likely to get the tag, I think so as well. Hoof-hearted. How you going, mate? Thoughts on going Farrow and Bruin to Petrarca and Henry? Now, how did Henry go is probably the biggest thing. I don't mind the selection. I think he's, what's his break even now? Break even of 47, so should make a little bit of money. If he scores 43, he'll be, 200K? So you've got something there. Plays Richmond this week, so very, very nice. I don't mind it, to be honest. I don't think he'll go massive. So let's pretend, hey, scores an 80 versus Richmond, 213. The only thing that's holding me back a little bit is just the fact that we've been burnt so much by, kind of that level of player. Where did he line up last week is probably a big thing too. Because you'd hate to bring in a guy and then he just doesn't do much. So Henry's on the bench. Where did he play? Let's have a quick squeeze. So more forward pocket. I think last week, check it out. Did he play a little bit higher up the ground? Or was it just a really good game? Might have just been a domination game. Okay, cool. Yeah, so he played a little bit further up the ground. Obviously right in the middle, though. My only concern, and some people have said something similar as well, if we check out the injury list. So, yeah, St Kilda injury list. Dan Butler, okay, cool, we're fine. Jack Higgins, concussion protocol. So maybe you get like a week or two out of him, then he's up for contention in terms of his spot on field. But I think
Higgins is back this week. He just missed last week, yeah. Higgins.
Yeah. So Henry might even just be hey, your performance is based on how well you do, to be honest. And then Liam Ryan's out as well, and he could come back at some point soon. So yeah, a little bit wary in terms of saying, yeah, chuck him in, he's a must-have. He'll be 200K next week. If that's enough for you, fantastic. Once MSD comes in, you can downgrade him to a playing 99K rookie. There's quite a few guys there who should be selectable. It's more just, hey, are you okay to do that? And take the punt. I think Petrarca's great. What is Petrarca like, though? That's the question. Definitely had a down game last week for those people that missed out on the Bontempelli VC and went Petrarca. Break even's okay. Playing Port Adelaide in Darwin. Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's okay. Thoughts on Butters and Cozzy getting off? Yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. I think the Butters one was, from memory, the player jumped up and was still playing. That's probably the biggest thing, I think. Or if the football action, as you say, if it was a little bit higher, might have been in a bit of trouble. Neil's been a fantastic pod. If you can grab Neil, he always does this sneaky old man, Lockie Neil. if you could have grabbed him at his lowest price around round 4, round 5, when he was available and we had all those mass injuries and stuff, a few of us brought in your Max Gorns and stuff. He would have been top notch right there. Really, really good scores, 132, so on and so on. So, yeah, been a bloody fantastic pod. And he's got Richmond in round 14. So, been really good. What is his ownership at the moment? Only 9%. So, I kind of dissed the pick to begin with. I wasn't sure how he's going to go, but unfortunately, it's been the capitulation of a few players at Brisbane. Had a big game against Carlton, obviously, but where are you? Ashcroft's not done great. Baby Ashcroft's not done great. Zach Bailey had a poor game as well. Josh Dunkley probably stuck around the 80 mark. So, yeah, a few players kind of saying, hey, Lockie Neal, there you go, mate. Go crazy. I think Clark goes at his bye. There you go. Similar to Ashcroft. Sorry, Washcroft. Sam Walsh. Sorry. Johnny Noble has been a great pod. Nice. There you go, mate. I need help. All right. Trade 1, get rid of Lombard and Philippou to bring in Rankin and a rookie. Or trade 2, get out Fland. Can you get neither? Like, I don't know. I would, if I had to, I would do the first one. 100%, Mars. Do the first one. Get Rankin in. If he's going to go up in price, he might be 500k next week, especially against North Melbourne coming off a big game. Lombard will be okay, make you a little bit of money, but it is a slow trickle. Break even at 23 this week, which probably jumps up again. Goes up to 44 the following week. So I'd do the first one 100%. I'm a little bit wary of getting rid of Flanders, especially coming off a 120. And I think Duff Tyler potentially has some money to make. Or maybe not. Duff Tyler, mate, William Dersma's gone massive and Duff Tyler hasn't done much. If you can you trade Philippou and Duff Tyler and keep Lombard? That would kind of be my, if you can do that, that'd be great. Bont VC versus, cool, love it. Tatum's, how's it going, mate? No rookie worth bringing in this week. That's the big question, isn't it? We are basically overpaying for rookies. If we check out break-evens, where are we? Lowest break-even goes to Liam Henry. I think the job security may be okay, but it is a bit questionable. That you guys can see that a little bit better. Dara Joyce, don't touch it. Brisbane have so many good defenders coming back. Liam Reedy, no one's touching Liam Reedy. Lockie Smith, English has concussion protocols, but I don't think he's going to be back. One to watch is big Wade Durskin, to be honest. I think from memory, and a lot of people are saying he's been doing quite well in the VFL. So I think we may get a sneaky player coming back. 99k defender. Now, the job security is not great, obviously, but if you guys can see, 5 goals last week versus who's CSY? 5 goals last week. You guys can't really see that, can you? There you go. 5 goals last week, 1 goal, and then against TFC, not sure who that is, kicked another goal as well. So could come in the team. We'll see, but could come in. So 99k rookie could work out okay for you guys there. Paddy Cross, I wouldn't touch it. Charlie Edwards, probably not. And then it comes down to probably the best job security for performance is probably William Edwards, to be honest. So might be a double upgrade week. We'll see. We really need some more debutants to come. If they don't, it's going to be a case of, hey, we're holding our money and holding our players and saying, well, see how it goes from there. So, not too bad. But as you say, there's not really there's not really a standout must-have. If I had a standout must-have, it's probably Liam Henry, to be honest. So, I love how Liam Reedy's 99.5 percent chance to not score a negative 36. I don't know. It's pretty dumb. Should have gone and spoken to Tantric. Yeah, there you go. Thought about Liam Henry. Looks solid. Plays Tigers. Yeah, we kind of covered him a little bit. I don't mind the selection. It's just the inflated price and the inflated price not working out for us. But even if you downgrade to him, he has like 2 or 3 games. Come around 12 or 13, you offload him, you make 150K. Like, it's not the end of the world. Because he has naked. Yeah, there you go. Will Perez be back this week? Well, Barras is out. I think there's a couple of others as well. It's just more about does like a Hustwaite or something come in for him? Perez playing a little bit of wing. And what has Perez's... I don't have DFS anymore. What has Perez been doing in the VFL? That's probably the big question. Because he didn't even show up on the reports last week, which is really disappointing. So, yeah, 14 touches. Sorry. 21 touches, 2 behinds. It's not great. Like, he's coming in, he's much of a nothing player, really. Had some good games and then just kind of hasn't done much. I think one of the big issues this year has been really been how the VFL's been structured up. A lot of teams are having multiple buys. If you guys watch the Ads and Dugs podcast, it's really good, just on YouTube. Well, that's one of the things that they've been talking about. Some teams have had like 3 or 4 buys back to back or things like that to kind of fit in other teams, and if teams travel away and things like that. So yeah, it's really rough. Some of these guys who want to play, maybe they just can't perform or they don't get a chance to play. Yeah, I don't know if Perez comes back for a while, unfortunately. Let's face it, guys, everything out of our control, injuries, matchups, that's it. And that's why you fully upgrade your team as quick as you can. And that's why you don't get rid of guys like Flanders and Walsh and Clark, unfortunately, while other guys are kind of there. No such thing as halfway rooks, 100%. Lindsay scores in 70s and 80s. It can't be the worst. There you go. I don't think he'll be in all year. Scrap my last message out. So Farah and Philippou. Okay, cool. Do it. Hey, man. Hey, G-Bags. How you going? Thoughts on Rochelle and Marshall to McKenna and Bolton? I wouldn't do it. I think Track's there. I think Bolton's somewhat been shown up, especially when Brayshaw and Sarong start doing better. Bolton's fallen off, and we saw that a little bit last week. How did Bolton go? Maybe I'm eating my words a bit, but from memory, he didn't perform that well. Oh, yeah, 95's not too bad, but huge disparity. He has really good kicks into the forward line. That's why he gets all these scores, but you might see him playing a little bit more forward. There. I like Track. I'm not sure about McKenna. How did McKenna go? Mate, some of his kicking was phenomenal, I have to tell you. Yeah, I don't mind it. I like it. I'm just wary of trading Rochelle. That's my only thing. I don't think he'll be your worst player this week. And yeah, has fallen off a little bit, but you'd be happy with an 86 with the week that we had. I mean, he outscored, McAndrew. He outscored Nick Dacos this week. So bit of a rough one. Murdoch, I believe, will get forward status. Not many downgrade options this week. Next week potentially might be worse. I agree, Michael. And I'm thinking a little bit that it's going to turn into a case of... I'm just getting a junky email. Going to be turning into a case of... we may just have to hold for the next couple of weeks. MSD's coming. It is going to be the saving grace for us all. Bring in the players you've got, hold trades for a couple of weeks, and then grab all these 99K players that you hope might be playing, because we'll get a few that will. I know Melbourne need a couple, probably Richmond and a few other teams too, and some players have already been souted in as playing. You're going to come in and play. So, yeah, it looks really good. Just hope we can get them. But it might be a couple of, hold weeks for a lot of us at the moment. Bont just showing everyone he's number one in the comp. I agree. Another option could be Liam Henry as a forward rookie. Use a boost to get Dersma to McCluggage or Jay Clark. Yeah, I'm a little bit wary of Dersma to McCluggage. Yeah, I don't mind the McCluggage pick. I like Bailey Dale as well. Roberts still 50K underpriced. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. It was just everywhere, Joe. There you go. Liam Henry will be a good rookie. How did Gawn score 134? I think it's just clutch moments, to be honest. You get a lot of junk time. You get a lot of clutch moments. Max Gawn, let's have a quick look. 13 hit-outs to advantage is quite a lot. 14 contested possessions. Yeah, just how it goes. But I agree that disposal efficiency is nasty. It is not great. Hey, Joe, both our Rabble teams. There you go. Lions definitely went easy on Voss. I think so as well. Got Kadeen Coleman and Lindsay. Throwing up which one to move on first. There you go. That's a question. Look, I really like Kadeen Coleman. I think he's great. For the price to performance, he does really well. You just need more 90 games and less everything else. 383. So the way I always look at it, let me see if I can make this not so big. 61 break even. So he's not ideally going to lose some money right now. He's kind of plateaued in terms of his scoring. Whereas I think Josh Lindsay probably has. He'll do okay, but I think he's been buffered by this 130 that's now going to be out of his system after this week. And his break even's really going to drop off. Like, I don't know if he scores 87, 87, 87 and gets to 400K, but I think Lindsay's probably the one to go. Coleman straight after, but I think just going off break evens, it might be Lindsay if I had both, like D5, D6. Took it easy on us. Thought on, how you going, Baz Lanka? Thoughts on moving Lindsay to Roberts, but as you said, could be trade out other rookies. Would you trade Dersma or McAndrew? Look, I think McAndrew's done. I don't know what it was. I thought he was going to have a much bigger game versus Richmond, who don't even have a ruckman, but he just wasn't there. If I can go McAndrew to Roberts, see, like the break even pisses me off because I know he'll score more than 53. He might not score hundreds, but I know he'll score more than 53. If I can get Roberts, I would be moving heaven and earth to do it. So I would trade either to do it. I'm a little bit wary of McAndrew just because he's got that number one ruck role. But if I can grab Roberts, do it. Having a 1.2, yeah. And that's where I'm like, hey, this is why I brought in Cumming last week. Like, I've only got 12.4. So I'm really going bargain basement as much as I can because I just don't know where my cash gen's gone. Like, plus the 300K I've got in the bank, what am I, close to 12.8? But I'm still 400K cash gen behind you. It's really just, I start to look at my team and I'm like, okay, Lombard, get to 250, 260K. Cool. Him plus Cook equals a primo. Artie Jones, get to 300K if you can. Him plus Philippou equals a primo. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to upgrade my flex. I'm hoping we'll get an MSD player coming in that can help us out. And then it's really like a guy on field plus a guy on the bench to equal a primo. And currently I can't do that because Rechko and Burton have kind of shit the bed a little bit. Like, he'll be okay, hopefully. You know, playing Adelaide at the MCG. It's a bit rough, you know, whatever. Plays Essendon around 11. Hopefully gets a bit of a booster point. But yeah, just a bit of a rough situation with a few of these guys. And I can sympathize, man. It's really a case of start to pull money out of nowhere. It might be a Marshall down to a 99K rookie once MSD comes in. It might be like the same with a Rechko or an Anderson, holding these players for a little bit longer and jumping on your McCluggages. Maybe a Heaney. Like, if I look at midfielders now, there's a bunch of midfielders that I just might not be able to afford. Maybe I can't go triple primo ruck this year. Or if I do, I'm foregoing, like, you know, Sam Walsh, turn him into Brodie Grundy. Like, on field, it works fantastic, right? No dramas. But does it really? I'm not sure. Yeah, just something to think about, I think, a little bit. Grab all these guys who are really cheap. Your Bailey Dales, you know, 530K. Your Lockie Ashes and stuff like that. The guys that have really fallen in price who will jump up to being full primo price. I mean, the thing is, you look at 13.2. We used to be finishing our team with around that amount of money. Yes, there was one less spot on field, but we used to be finishing our team with around that amount of money. There's still a lot of time left to make money in the team. So don't hate yourself too much, but just be wary of having to grab these guys. You know, maybe you can't get Archie Roberts at 600K. Maybe Whitfield is done for you, but there's no way you should be able to finish your team pretty easy. Just grab guys on the lower and then they'll jump up. Don't trust Edwards to stay in team. There you go. Hey, Mark, how's it going, buddy? Scored a 23.85 this weekend in my team, mate. There you go. Love it. So close. Essendon played better. There you go. Fantastic score, mate. Fantastic score. Beat me by 160 points, which is bananas. Ever thinking of Jack Ross? Great buy. He's not someone that I've ever thought of, to be honest, like at all. Where are you, Richmond? He's not someone that I've ever thought of, ever. But he's slowly trudging along, a little bit like a Tim Kelly. I think these guys just kind of come out of nowhere and, you know, they're a good player on a bad team and people just forget about him. And then, hey, presto, he might turn out to be a player. Isn't getting CBAs, or not much, 56%. Okay, cool. He's getting CBAs. Yeah, I don't mind him. If you want to pick him, pick him. He's not someone that I've ever considered. But if he's got a good buy round, like no one in your forward line is going to have that buy round unless you pick a Toby Green because he shares with GWS. I think it could be great. Do it. Go to Neil. Bloody dead zone. There you go. Tom Brown went out injured in the first minute. Yep, unlucky. Blakey prefer over Ash. Don't think he'll be a top 6. Whitfield taken over and down back. Look, I think he'll be scoring hundreds. I agree. Blizzard's very, very good, though. What buy round do they have? Sydney, that'd be my only issue. It's not round 12. Is it round 13? 12? No. 13, 14. No. Round 15 buy. Round 15 buy. So in our back lines, no, unless you got Dane Zorko. Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's great. We're going to grab Blakey. As you say here, Lizard is a great own. Makes watching footy fun. And that's the biggest thing. For us people, and I know it's not a lot of you guys, but for us people who are stuck in the boonies this year in Supercoach land, didn't have a great start or you know, pressed the button on one Clayton Oliver, having players who are really fun to watch and having players who might be the best player in their team or close to their best player in the team gives you an excuse to watch them. 100%. I'm the biggest advocate on having those kind of players. So if you want to grab Lizard, chuck him in your team. Really, really good player. Has always been around the mark. If we check ye old footy wire. Love me some footy wire. Sydney, Nick Blakey. Nick Blakey kind of has always been around there in the last 3 or so years, especially with the likes of Jake Lloyd not being great. So this year, couple of dud scores. Not dud scores, but dud enough scores. If you want to pick him up, go for it. He's going to be more expensive. I kind of likened him to a little bit like a Bailey Dale. Once they've got the ball in their hand, they're running around. You're just happy to see them on field. So yeah, it works out quite nice. Dunkley tags Smith or Holmes. Henry, no job security. Should I go Carroll and Farrow to Joyce? I wouldn't be touching Joyce. I think a lot of Joyce might be out this week. That's just, I'm a little bit worried. Farrow and Blamise to Bont, Joyce. I think Bont, if you don't have Bont, it's a good time before he jumps back up in price. He's not, 27K. You probably should have got him last week, but injury scares and stuff like that, I don't mind it. Farrow and Joyce. Carroll and Farrow to Joyce and Finn McCluggage. I think Blamise is done, to be honest. Like, he's made 180K, 196K. He's done enough. I think 60s is probably his mark. Like, maybe we'll get another big spike game, like an Essendon. We play Adelaide this week, probably not. If you keep him all the way to around 14, we might get a spike game out of him. But I think he's done, to be honest. Stays in his fit. Do we go Joyce, Gallup, Gardner? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't go Joyce. Easily best 23. He's not inside due to injury, just on his body. There you go. Reed Dinky Coolis. How you going, mate? Don't think I've seen you before. 24.53. Nice. Rank 32. Beautiful. That's an awesome rank. There you go. Good luck for the year. Make sure you pop in every so often, mate. Be very happy to see you. Best trade targets this week. This is what we can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through backline, midfield, forward line. Done. I think Ruck's pretty dead in terms of trading targets, to be honest. Like, you're going to hopefully finish with Jackson, Grundy, Max Gawn, and Tristan Cherry. Like 3 out of those 4 players you're probably going to have in your team. Like, that's really it. If you wanted to go smashing, you could go like a Rowan Marshall, who does have a 3-round average of 104, but has kind of fallen off the cliff a little bit in the last week or so. Like that's your ruck line, right? Cool, done. Ruck's done. I don't know if you guys can hear the motorbike. Looking at price to performance. Let's have a quick squeeze. I want to try and go budget for a lot of us. I don't know if a lot of us can actually finish off our teams and things like that. So as much of an advocate of, hey, I like Archie Roberts, he's going to be great. Probably don't go Archie Roberts unless you can afford it. It's a no. I think Sinclair's very good still. Lockie Whitfield still has a good buy. So he's probably on the cusp of, hey, this is the last time you can afford Lockie Whitfield for a while. Plays West Coast this week, hoping for another 130 score. Luke Parker, I'm a little bit funny on it. Lockie Ash, similar thing. Nice score this week. Plays plays West Coast. The break even's still a tiny bit high. Can we get Lockie Ash at sub 500K potentially? When's the last time he dropped big? So it's really telling, right? From round 6 onwards, like that the scoring's just not been there. I mean, he's scoring 106, so it's okay, but it's not the best. Wouldn't be touching Wayne Miller, even though he went massive. Really weird one with Miller. Like, is he back to his best potentially? The stats kind of say so. He'll probably go big against North. Maybe pick Miller if you like. If you want to, Wilkie, 100% waiting on now. The guy's just fallen from grace. I think he got injured from memory, but yeah, went massive quite a long period of time. I know some people that jumped on him for this big run or started him, and then just kind of fallen off a cliff a little bit. Big trade-in targets are the guys around the 5 to 540K mark, I think. So Ash, Parker, if you must. Lockie Whitfield's the last one there. You can go Wayne Miller if you want. Just have to be careful of round 12 bye. Worrell, I wouldn't be touching. Houston, I wouldn't be touching. Clark, I'm not touching. Next one is Bailey Dale, and then Nick Blakey as well. Naz, you can if you want. Plays Richmond, should do okay if he gets named. But they're kind of my midfielders. I don't think there's anyone else really down the list. McKercher, probably not. Bailey Williams, no. Lester, no. Nah, I wouldn't be touching him. You want to be bringing in guys who you know are probably going to be around the mark in terms of like best players in their position, or at least competing for a top 8 spot. So yeah, they're kind of guys that we've known every year. Hey, I've finished my team with these kind of players. If we go to midfield, so Bontempelli now still becomes the highest total points player, which is great. Bailey Smith, I think, may cop a tag this week. Look to bring him in over the next few weeks. 152 break even, though we know that he can go bananas. So he has done 152s before. We're kind of just riding the fact that he did get tagged a little bit in the North game, so he will drop in price. Everyone's got Sheasel. Max Holmes, similar type of thing. Should make his break even. Maybe it's the week to bring him in or the week after if you want him in your side. I personally am waiting, if I can afford him, probably post-buy is the way to go. If I can nab him at like 570k, maybe I have to spend 3 trades to get him in. It's not the end of the world. Zaki Merritt versus Freo. I'm waiting. If he gets forward DPP, he kind of forces himself to be a keeper, but does play Richmond and West Coast the next 2. So it's really tempting, man. It's really tempting. If he goes okay against Freo, we'd pick him up at 540k. If I had a boost, I'd do it. LDU, definitely a post-buy merchant. So he will go up and down over the next few weeks, but you want him for round 14. So post-buy, LDU, like West Coast, Richmond, Essendon, Port Adelaide. So definitely get him ready in your teams to be able to do that. If you've got him or you don't have the money, Lockie Neal, I think the break-even 130. Hopefully gets tagged this week. Your boy Clayton Oliver looking to bounce back, hopefully. I don't have him in my team, but, 500k Clayton Oliver probably. When we're looking at guys around this price point, kind of 500k or a little bit more expensive, it's just there's so many players that have come in who are, hey, your McCluggage, who's had terrible weeks and then have come out and dropped a good score. Hey, Noah Anderson being the same kind of thing. If I go sort by highest price, there's so many guys at that kind of price point who, we're kind of up to here anyway, who have just kind of, they're on the rise. So for yourself personally, it's more just a case of, can I physically trust him? Can I survive? Can I be happy with an Ed Richards? Like this week, he should go big. Like what's the Dogs matchups coming up? Ed Richards, he's always been around the mark. We always go back to good old Footy Wire. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. We check out Ed Richards. Where are we? Like we know in the last couple of years, or at least last year, he's been that kind of top level player for us. So if you want him, go and grab him. Similar to like a McCluggage, similar to a few of these other players. It's just about, can I trust them? That's probably the big thing. So Noah Anderson, great score last week, 145. Should go well this week, you'd hope. Hopefully he doesn't get tagged. But when I look at his level of scoring, so 72 break even. When I look at his scoring, it's like outside of round 1, he hasn't really done much, like at all. Like maybe it's been his body, maybe he's been a bit injured. I know he has spent a week out with injury, things like that, had his appendix. But can we trust the bounce back? That's the biggest question for me. And hopefully that's kind of the same with a few of you guys as well. The bounce back is really, really tough. And it's just, hey, can I trust him to do that? Similar, like we spoke about Jack Ross. There's no one else super here. Finn Callahan, for example, might be a fantastic, chuck him in your team. Do it. Coming off a 110. We know what he's done the last couple of games. So should smash West Coast this week. Plays Brisbane. Does he cop a Berry tag? Potentially. Plays Melbourne. Tholstrup, does he still tag? I'm not sure. But it's really just like, what was that? Round 1, great game. Round 2, not so much. Round 3, good game. Round 4 against Richmond. Everyone's playing a good game against Richmond. Round 6 and 7, not great. And then he's slowly bouncing back. So at least we get 2 games worth of evidence from him. I wanted to see so much more from Finn Callahan last week. Let's see. Where are you, Callahan? Like, the scoring was there. He was ready to go. maybe just the slow start, but I wanted to see more from him. I wanted to see that 110 plus. Maybe it was spending time on the bench. Maybe it was a couple of clangers and things like that. But he's just waiting to go. If I had to pick a player this week, it's probably Callahan in your midfield if you don't have him. Round 13 bye, really, really good. You can jump up a little bit more expensive and potentially grab an LDU or Ed Richards or someone else like that. But number one mid-trade target is probably Callahan. Super low break even, which is annoying for me because I got him at 575k. Noah Anderson being similar as well. You just have to trust the body. And then you're moving down the list, really. There's a few players like Hugh McCluggage, similar thing. 111, fantastic. But he just doesn't, he's never done it before this year. And that's what we're waiting for, right? But I just need to see it again from him before I can say chuck him in there, because he's going to be at his price. You're going to have him for the rest of the year. So I know it's a bit tricky. If I had to pick three guys from your midfield this week, probably Callahan, Noah Anderson, Hugh McCluggage is probably those three, I think. A little bit wary on Caleb Sarong. Yes, he did go big against Essendon, but similar to the other guys, hasn't really done much for the past 3 or 4 weeks. Like 4 weeks of shit, absolute shit, and then he scores a 118. Like, can you trust it? I'm not sure. And then we'll quickly do forward line. How you going, Joe? Did you get a feed? You pretty happy?
Yeah, feed, which was very important, and now I'm about to have a food fight.
Petrarca, look, you could probably wait a week on him. I'm not sure what happened last week, but it wasn't a great game. Pickett, similar thing, only 65. He's now tanked his break even. Look, there's a train of thought where he can score 150 against Hawks, but it's not going to happen. Bolton, I'm waiting on. Zach Bailey, similar type of thing now that he's kind of hurt himself a little bit in scoring. Does he cop the tag, yes or no? Jack Ross, sneaky pick if you want a super pod. Tuke Miller, I'm waiting till round 13 by. Myers as well. Horn Francis, it just never smelt like a good pick for me. Like coming off 119, 112, yeah, get him in. And then he's bombed the last 2 weeks, and I think he's probably like an 80s guy. So there you go from him. Rowan Marshall, I wanted to see more from him against Richmond. It's not a great score. Rankin's probably the one as well. So maybe Rankin becomes the best pick in this week if you don't have him in your team. And I know for myself, like if I look at my forward line, I do have space left. I'm just waiting for these guys to kind of plateau in price. So hopefully that helps. And I haven't kind of bored you guys too much. But yeah, there you go. That was my rant. That's who you should bring in this week. Afternoon, lads. Travis, trading out Connor McDonald and Farrow to bring in Whitfield and Henry. Beautiful. Do it. Who review having one tag in Dacos is enough. Yep. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I have Clark. I have Dacos. I have Sam Walsh. And then I have Ned Flanthers. And then this week we got burnt by Cosy Pickett, which probably shouldn't have happened, but it happened.
Cosy Pickett was unfortunate. I mean, he copped the tag, but
it was just rough,
he also had that similar to, you know how Tristan Sherry scored shit against us because he had that bleeding incident and was sort of all over the shop. I felt like that was the case with Cosy because he got that player high, almost concussed him. And I assume he would have been terrified of getting suspended. So mentally, he was shot. So hopefully Cosy Pickett, now that he's escaped suspension, that he can play with full confidence.
That's it. Henry's good. Surprised people aren't keen on Henry. Good to be. I'm just burnt by Cumming, to be honest, and he's a little bit expensive. And I think a lot of us are positioned to double upgrade. So if I have a look at my team, for example, I could do 2 upgrades now, or I could do 2 upgrades in 3 trades. So the way I would kind of finagle it maybe would be, let's go Blamires and Farrow out. Oh, I can't do this with this super zoomed Blamires and Farrow out, and look at, let's go. I don't even know who you would put on field, Joe. Maybe go Cumming on field. Yeah, well, that's it. Like, Rechko's the only one, isn't he? Go like Henry. I can't even do Henry. Okay, so we go like a Liam Henry if he becomes a must. Grab like a who's a good player to get this week that I can afford, and grab a primo next week.
Get McCluggage.
Let's pretend. So I'm going to grab Hugh McCluggage, and then next week look to potentially double upgrade again or figure some stuff out. So the cash gen is always important. Cash gen is king, especially when you're trying to finish your team at a certain kind of rate. I'm just slowly missing out on guys who are 300k, and that's kind of what I want. And I'm wary of getting rid of these two. Like, the amount of money I've got, I can go coming up to a primo, or Marshall up to a primo potentially, or someone else up to a primo if I have to. But I'm just a little bit wary of hamstringing yourself a little bit. So yeah, if Henry works out, fantastic. But yeah, just have to figure it out and see what's up. And that's kind of where Edwards is really good. I don't know about your team, Joe, but Edwards does free up Marshall to move around or get traded or do stuff. So yeah. Laird Donuts. Thanks, Big J. I'll getting in Rankin. Who might be VC or C this week? Rankin will go huge, but could be. Look, I think X will be okay. I'm just a little bit wary of his hitouts to advantage. If you have like a Grundy, potentially probably be a better selection. Yeah, kicked 5 goals last week. Big Vic can play forward and back. Dirksen potentially in. You're on. Just want to brag about my team this week. 2,500 Maltesing. 2,500. There you go. 399 overall. That's what I'm talking about. There you go. Nice work, mate. Nice work. I played Casey Demons. Cool. Great week. Pies cooked. Rode and won a flag with his team. Yeah. It's just, for me, it's just about trying to get the right mix between a lot of players in that team. So, yeah, very, very nice there. Pies, Perez in for Brass. Okay, cool. If John Ralph mentioned it, there you go. Locked in.
Yeah, that's what I've sort of done with my team.
Nice.
I ended up
apparently Centre Bounce commented on it. So there you go. You brought Perez in, Joe. Perez is in.
Well, if what's his face is out with significant hamstring injury, well, someone's going to have to come in. So hopefully it is Perez. And if it's Perez, Carroll has to go. His break even is 76, and Blamire is 60. So he's basically maxed out. There's no one really. Obviously these guys. I mean, Marshall could, but Marshall is still got a 32 break even. Murdoch's still got a 30. Cook's still got a 43. These guys haven't made enough money yet. Edwards is still 37. So no one's ready to go. Yeah, so no one's ready to go. So I'm gonna. So it has to be the. So yeah, it has to be what's his face, Carroll and Blamires. Gets another rookie off the field. Leaves me with Lindsay at D6. Still got Cook and Murdoch. Let these two cook. And then Philippou hopefully can perform really well this week against the Tigers. If not, then he's gone. Then maybe him and McAndrew both get me a primo ruckman, perhaps, potentially. We'll see how that goes. But, yeah, I don't know. The team's looking like that at the moment. It's not too bad. I mean, the last week, I was so wrapped with the forward line. Everyone was scoring 120s, basically 110s. And now this week, a 65, a 75, a 90. So that was, it was weird, actually. Only Sheasel didn't ton up basically last week of the primo forwards. This week, he showed them all up. So it's a bit of yin and yang action.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have no idea how the hell I scored 23-31.
Yeah, you beat me by 110. So don't complain.
Nazaya cooked. You know,
I had Nazaya too. I have Nazaya too.
And I had my VC was on Butters.
I think it's like Bailey Smith, maybe Noah Anderson going big versus like a Farrow. I mean, if I've got Farrow and you've got Anderson, there's 90 points right there. So it's pretty easy in the long run, right? I mean, like I've got Murdoch or whoever, you've got like Cook in the forward line, beat Zach Bailey this week, but Noah Anderson and Bailey Smith kind of like just come in and say, hey, how you doing? So yeah, just how it goes really. I had too many guys scoring 30s again, Cumming, Farrow, Philippou on field. So yeah, you beat me with one primo score, and that's where it's a case of the good primos. Hey Joe, good primos come in and say, see you later, mate. So
it's just surprising because I don't really have any bloody DPP. The only DPP I've got is Zane, and then I don't have any DPP to get him into the ruck either. So
they got the doggy one. The doggies are Lachlan Smith, but yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, so it's the way the team's set up. I mean, all these guys are locked in, and obviously Rechko is also locked in. So I really don't have, and Marshall I've already brought back into defense. So unfortunately, I really don't have a lot of options unless I went with Will Edwards as opposed to Perez. If Perez is a name, then obviously you could just go Will Edwards and call it a day, you know. So that's potentially all I can do this week. Miss out on what's his face, Henry in the forward line, but it's not. I mean, it's not ideal. 5,000, so I can't really do any big one up, one down, one up. But and I don't have any more 300k players unless I use Philippou. So it could be Philippou.
Swap out a Cook for a primo or something like that. Start to get there. You need your bench to make money, Joe. It's a good couple of weeks to do nothing anyway because of they're just not being rookies really. MSD's coming and you can make 100k out of an Anderson, and the same with a Cumming, and hopefully a Burton. We'll see. But after that 32,
this prick. Honestly, I need this prick to stay out.
He's been the worst hold of a player. He scored 70 and like a 90 in the first two games. Then he's just been shit. He's been absolute dog shit. Like after that, like the Hawks game, okay, but it's the worst. It's the worst hold ever, man.
Plays
it's so
2,
bad.
Misses 2, plays 2, misses 1.
Could have picked Malcolm Roses. Joe could have got Roses instead of him for basically the same price. And
yeah, but I thought this guy was going to be taking kick-ins and being an intercept master, and then this guy was going to be a freaking star. Next thing we know, this guy is bloody stargazing, not playing on the field. He's too busy. It's ridiculous. He plays 2, then misses 2, and then he'll play 2, miss 1, play 1, and then he missed last week. Like, bro, any chance that we can pay you a full-time wage for a full-time job, mate? Seriously. Unbelievable. Some people just able to just cruise and schmooze their way through life and just get paid for whatever reason.
Bolton's been awesome. Great pod, huge ceiling. There you go. Don't know, Big J, what point do you jump off a bad sub primo? Well, who review? I did that. I've done that throughout the season. And you know what? It hasn't worked because I did that on Ed Richards and then he's back to scoring primo scores. I did that on Noah Anderson and he dropped a 145 on my head. So that's when we're a little bit wary of a Jordan Clark. He has done it before, but it really just comes down to role. Like, is it a case of someone stealing their role or is it a case of just poor performance? And I think if it's poor performance you hold, if it's someone stealing the role like it looks like with Clark, maybe it's time to go. So if you can get someone good for him, okay. But I am a little bit wary of saying get rid of these guys, unfortunately.
But how cool is this new feature on it's great
on
Strenya that you can now you can see which ones you haven't clicked on.
Yeah, that's what I was saying last week. Thoughts on Cook, Lindsay, Farrow to Cluggage, Zorka, Cluggage, K White, 30. If you can, Nightfall, 4 spots left with flex to fill. Love it. It's great. If you can grab a playing player somehow, I'm a little bit wary of bringing in a loophole, but if you can grab a playing player, then 100% do it. 100%. Even just like, I know I kind of copped a little bit of flack a few weeks ago of offloading a Doveston. He has been dropped a couple of times since then, and RD Jones has made close to 100K on his head, which has been great. So don't be afraid to try and downsize and flip a player if you can. But yeah, I'm a little bit wary of bringing in dead players at this point. The time for dead players isn't now. If you don't have a loophole, okay. But yeah, it's a bit rough. Who's that, Joe?
This is Jordan Clark.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird. The first half of the game, he didn't do much. The last quarter, he did a lot. He's not getting bulk kickouts anymore. It's rough, man. It's rough.
What does this image even look like? I'm trying to look at it. I'm trying to make out what the hell is this
I don't
thing?
know.
It's like a W and a banana.
Second highest score ever for me. There you go, Maltesing. How good was McKenna? Yeah, he's really good kick. When no Rooks, only try and cool. There you go. McKenna's been great. Thoughts on Cootie? Look, I'm not touching him. I'm it's a no from me.
He's a cutie.
Yeah. Blamise, all Lindsay and Brune for Ash and all Zorko and McCluggage. It comes Hexerism. It comes down to what I was saying before about, do you trust McCluggage? If you think McCluggage is back, it's okay. Good price to performance. There's not really anyone around that 540K mark. Max Holmes is good. Potentially drops a little bit in price, but he is around 580K. Bailey Smith will be around that in a couple of weeks, you'd think. So, yeah, if you can just trust him, then you'll be okay. As Joe's kind of said, maybe we hold Lindsay for a week or two later. The role is still there. Let me quickly check out who did they play, the Eagles. Like Lindsay took 5 kickouts. He's the kick-out guy at West Coast now. So, you can kind of hold him. Yeah, I'm a little bit wary of trading the good player at the moment. I wouldn't trade Lindsay and keep Blamise on field. If that makes sense.
Indeed.
Tatum's, he's had too many of those crappy scores, super comparable to Lindsay. Cheers, mate. Hope Harry Edwards is okay. 3 concussions this year. Yeah, it's rough, man. It is rough. Joe, I just need to go for a sec. Can you
go for it.
The stuff?
Yeah. Unfortunate. There are some players that just have the absolute worst run possible, and there are others who just can't miss a game to save their life. A la Crispy, just they have full runs uninterrupted where they can just continue going, and it's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty sure Lizard was a top 67 last year. Yeah, I'm loving the Liz. That's why I've brought the Liz in. I think at 501K, it's too good to pass up. And he's got Collingwood this week, who love to give up marks to opposition teams. And then he's got Geelong. Where does he play Geelong? He plays Geelong at GMS. So, yeah, anticipate the ball will be in his hands a lot. And then he's got Richmond. You love to see that. So, yeah, big fan of the Liz. And as I said, Lizard is sexy. Such a hard week with almost no downgrade options. Up in Bruin, would you go McCluggage or Rankin? I don't like that Rankin was getting his hamstrings really worked on a lot. So, look, I've been big on Rankin for the last 3 weeks. I've been tracking the numbers and the metrics are looking good, but I just didn't like how much there's a bit of concern about those soft tissues. So I prefer McCluggage, and I reckon Pooh give him one more good game, hopefully this week, and then you can trade him out. Alan Brown will come back into seniors after 5 goals. Yeah. El 12. Yeah. Oh, we really need a small forward for sure. Had dinner roast, lamb and veggies. Can't beat it. Beautiful. Just finished off an assignment. Good work. Good work. Love it when our viewers are studious and doing their due diligence on your globes. You're doing well, mate. Yes, the peanuts. All of the peanuts. Yes, I was eating indeed. It was an honorable loss. Yes, absolutely. Roby is a freaking star. How does Kalwalki, since I sort of discussed that one, Zorko is old. And has bad soft tissues. Should I go and get McAndrew to Gorn and have 3 Ruckman? Jacko, Sherry, and Gorn. Or can use Jagger. No, I wouldn't go Jagger and Murdoch. Both have money to make. And get Noah Anderson, Hugh McCluggage. Look, get Hugh McCluggage, but not by trading out Jagger and Murdoch. But they've both got very low break evens. No, Heaney will not come down in price. He is much too sexy to drop in price. He's very, very good. I like him a lot. It's in 7-1. They offered me 350, so I took it. Yes, you sold us out. On your initiator. Good to see him, mate. You're doing well. What if Fookie being out means they go back to Sinclair kickouts to Nas? They have a bunch of buff heads to play accountable. Well, why would they do that? Why would they take away Sinclair's kick-ins just because of Wilkie being out? I don't know. Yeah, you apologize. Dinner was great. As I mentioned, I think this is the lowest we've seen Isaiah. Yeah, possible. That's why I got him last week. But then he didn't play the prick. But it's all right. 89. Hopefully he plays this week against the Richmond Tigers. And no more late out shenanigans. In fact, he owes me so much. I have him as captain. That's how much he owes me. So he better pop off. Aaron, 2 options, Jacques and Philippou to Joyce and luggage. Don't go Joyce. Joyce is not going to be rejoicing very soon because he's going to be dropped out of the team. For Dersma and Jacques to Joyce and LDU. Don't get Joyce again. Stop getting Joyce. Please stop joicing. It was 3 options. Yes, I can see that. But yeah, don't get Joyce for any of them. Joyce is a 119k defender. Nah, don't do that. No cheap defenders for you unless you go maybe an Edwards or you have some DPP to finagle, but I would not be getting Joyce.
Joe, if I can get Blakey and Zorko, what's your thoughts on Zorko?
He is old and
he's fun, yeah.
No, you said this. Look at this. Zorko is old and has bad soft tissues. This is what the centre bounce commented before at 9:10 p.m. So
that's cheating.
Listen to the centre bounce, bro.
I can get Zorko and Blakey in this week and finish my backline. I'm actually considering it.
What's wrong with Lindsay, bro?
No. Lindsay's currently D6. I've just moved Nazaya to the middle.
Oh, okay. Interesting. The mids are still a mystery to me, but I finished forward line, maybe finish back line. Excellent. Fremantle better be on their game against Essendon. Going to be a big boy on the big team sides. Be off a game and Essendon will get them and scare the shit. I doubt we're going to scare the shit out of anybody but our own supporters, Mark. It's always tough. Is it acceptable to move on McAndrew if he gives me a double upgrade?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Correct.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Bomb in your hand. What bomb? What bomb? There's no bomb. What?
1 second.
Crazy man on train last Thursday, not being racist. Black guy walking around swearing if America has a big bag of drugs carrying in clubs and strictly chasing after him. Crazy Australia. What is wrong with this country? Now everyone's got so much changing. Can trust no one these days. Well, I doubt you'd be trusting someone like that who is walking around with a big bag of drugs. I wouldn't be trusting them either. Personally,
people with small bags of drugs.
Yeah, only if it was a small bag. You know, he's being obviously responsible, right? But this guy, he's mass trafficking, so I wouldn't trust him with a big bag. Yeah. Swearing F America. I mean, look, people want to swear at America. I mean, it's a free country. They can do what they want. If they don't like what America's getting involved in wars, which is obviously causing us a lot of issues, well, they are free to express their dissatisfaction with the global economy and global crisis as they see fit. If they're just simply walking around saying F America, well, that's it's not a big deal in my opinion, Kobe, but yeah, the drug situation is definitely very different. And I hope the cops got him. It does, Initiator. It is way too catchy. Will Jacques play again? Or can the debate? No, Jacques. I will name him Jacques till the end of time.
Jakes for life.
Jakes. Bro, you're spelling Jakes. You're pronouncing it as if his name was like, Jakes. Jakes. More than one Jake. It's Jacques. Jacques Cousteau.
I'm a little bit what am I saying? I don't think he comes back, or at least for a while. Doggy's backline is a bit full now with Busslinger in there. And then they've got Lob and stuff to come back as well. So, unfortunately, I think the poor guy might be done for a while. We'll see what's up.
Bro, his name is... Bro, what the hell, bro? It's Jacques.
It's
Lucky Jacques. Jacques. Gusteau Jacques. Look at him, 19 years old. Is he French as well? Probably has French heritage.
It's like Blamires. Blamirez, like... Yeah, there's some last names you can put. There's some last names you can put a swing on it. There's some last names you really can't.
Put a swing on it.
Yeah,
I love it. Put some off spin or some leg spin maybe, and all of a sudden you got an exotic last name. But will Jacques play again? I mean, he had what?
Probably not. 28
fantasy, 9 touches, 2 tackles, only 1 mark, 2 frees. I mean, that doesn't look like a guy who's trying to knock back down the door. So, yeah, young boy, 19 years old. He has plenty of time to develop. To everyone's team value.
Not
Value
enough.
A measly 12,748. So not a lot there. My team value, unfortunately. And in terms of trades, I'm down to 17. In terms of boosts, I have none. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots on field to fill. Is getting one of the big dog recommended priority for people, or do we get other lines filled with cheaper primos? They're cheaper primos for now, but they won't be cheap forever. That's the thing.
Yeah,
you have to time it, Globes.
Yeah, that's it. Got to get them when they're cheap. That's how you finish your team, and that's how you get good team value too. If you haven't been great with rookies and stuff like that, that's probably the only way you can really do it. Grab these guys when they're cheap, and then watch as they appreciate. Really.
Yeah, because Finn's at 85, Blake is at 64, so these guys are going to go up in price, and you're going to miss them. Whereas
McCluggage too, even like an Ed Richards is probably not valued at $530K. Bailey Dale, we know how good he was, and 2 weeks ago he was like 460. So yeah, they'll get there.
If McCluggage goes 130 again, like the last 2 times he played, the last 2 times he's played against Geelong, he's gone 131 and 136. So if he goes 130, he jumps up, 22K, and he becomes just under 500 at 496. So it's really important that you're getting these guys as they with your 1 down, 1 up, or with a double upgrade. So
that's it.
Whereas McAndrews, McAndrews not being shameful as a scoring option. The question, he's not
your worst rookie on field.
Yeah, like he's averaging 80 odd in the last 5-6 weeks. He's going 80, so it's not the worst for a rookie to be going at 80s. He's still got a bit more money to make if he scores another 89. He'll go up how much? 15.8K. If he scores 89, he'll go up around 16K, which is pretty good. It gets close to 400, so it's not the worst. Any chance of Sardis coming back in? There is a chance, but it's slim to none. Kobe, I'm first on my ladder for my comp. Ooh, bring the cash my way. Love it. James Sully Roby. Sully Roby is a freaking unit, bro. Sully Roby, I refuse to believe this kid's 18. Someone pull out the birth certificate, please. There is no way a boy that young is that built. Oh, and he had 0 preseason as well because of his back problem. So how the hell Sully Roby is able to have two fully grown men with over 400 games of experience combined hanging off on him, and he's still able to dish out handballs. Sullivan Roby is a freaking jet. Remember the name. When I say finish backline, I'm including Holmes. Yeah, absolutely you should.
I think the DPP is coming.
Yeah, woohoo. So Box Hill without press comes back. Okay, well, if he doesn't, then we just get Edwards. Cheers, Michael. Much love, mate. Sometimes it's the captain you pick because everyone in the middle of changing rookies and duds got to get the captain right. 100%. I tend to suck with my captains, unfortunately. Forward line always roller coaster would be nice place for a 24th Premier and a loop. Indeed. Zizi been a pain in my ass all year. Kalani was the right starting choice. Yeah, he hasn't made us money, right? He hasn't made us enough money. We were hoping that he would play more games than just obviously than the one price ride. Yeah. So it's unfortunate. Thoughts on Zorko and McCluggage this week?
The thing with Zach Alinsky though, like Zach Aselski. I'm gonna get a good run. One time I'm gonna get a good. If he plays like 2 more games, he might get to around 200k or a little bit more expensive. And then spending a trade to get 80k out of him isn't the worst thing during the buy rounds because you can go him to Kalani White and you'll be okay. So we really just need him to play like 2 more games, depending on what's happened. I mean, he's been the emergency every week. So something happens again and he comes in. But yeah, we just kind of need 2 more games out of him. Then come the buy rounds, get rid of him. Him and Sam Walsh equals like a Max Holmes, and I think I'll be pretty happy with that, you know. You know what I mean, Joe?
Absolutely. I love me some Max Holmes. Because, yeah, he's going to get the DPP. Unfortunately, him playing in defense is nowhere near as good as him playing in the midfield. So, you know, ever since he made that move to defense, I mean, what's the difference between Baz and Holmes over this stretch of games? So, I mean, they're not too different price-wise, but that's because Baz had that 197 when his break-even was a bit higher. But you're just looking at the scores, 151, 151. I think there was a point in time over here where you could go either Holmes or Baz. And then if you've gone with Baz, he's really given you great scores, apart from maybe that North game. But you know, he's just been sensational. Whereas if you look at Holmes,
there was a period of time, Joe, where we could have grabbed Heaney and Baz and stuff like that for like a Connor Rosie, and it would have been like top notch. When Rosie and Petrarca got injured in the same week, and then it was like, yeah, we all had like $1.3 million for us to be able to do stuff. I think Oscar Steen was probably the biggest, was probably the correct picks who reviewed. Steen or even Mitch Edwards has made 100k. So they're probably the better selections.
Zorko McCluggage this week. I'm going to boost him Andrew Villapoo Barrow. Zorko McCluggage and 99k Rook.
You just have to, the thing is, you just have to be really certain that Zorko's back and that McCluggage is back. That's the only thing that you have to consider, is you have to be really certain that, hey, they're both good and they're both going to be keepers for the year. That's my only issue. And that's the thing with all of them. Like Finn Callahan, Noah Anderson probably have closer to the better chance of it happening. But like even those guys are a little bit sketch. You just have to be so certain that, hey, these guys are going to be here and they're going to be the ones that I want to have. Yeah, that's the only thing. I don't mind it. But you just got to be really, really certain. I'd probably go Dirksen in the back line if you can, because he might play this week. So, yeah, but you just have to be so damn certain, man. As I said kind of before when I did my kind of rant, it's more just like one good game McCluggage has had. One score this year over 100. Zorko's been up and down, obviously recovering from injuries and things like that. So he's old. I just don't know if they're going to be the guys that you want them to be. That's my only issue, really.
Tom Anastasopoulos. Anastasopoulos.
I'm not even going to try, Joe.
Anastasopoulos. Anastasopoulos. There you go. Anastasopoulos. There you go, bro. Come on, you're gonna get that.
Right, I can't get Zaka Stelsky right. How am I going to get that right?
You just got it right there. Where there's a will, there's a way. We're gonna have to get you to call out Tom Anastasopoulos, bro. Anastasopoulos is going to be a great rookie.
Anastasopoulos.
We're so ready, says Fox Footy. I don't know why Fox is so ready, but we'll like it, sure. Acropolis now, sure. Kelly will just say the teal team. Kelly Underwood, the teal team, yes. So yeah, we've got a rookie, guys. Fingers crossed the rookie stays, but yes.
He's a small forward, man.
And nice. Marshall Runska's got hemorrhoid problem. He's got more problems than that. Richards, Nando, Houston, not top liners.
Well, that's the thing, right? So you need to decide: are you going to finish your team, or are you going to finish your team with guys who you think are going to be top of the line? So, like, if I look at my team, it's like, well, I need Heaney, and I need Baz, and I maybe need someone else and someone else and someone else. But unfortunately, because we've wasted a lot of trades, we can't afford those top liners anymore. Or it's more beneficial for us at the moment to offload like your rookies and pray and hope that you can get one of those guys in instead of doing it the other way around. So that's kind of just a bit of the trade-off at the moment with that. That's kind of the issue. If you had 30 trades, then fantastic. If you had Carroll and everyone else in your team still that you had, that you're there and stuff like that. So, yeah. A bit rough.
No, you need Sinclair. I think you need Sinclair. Roberts, look, I think you can avoid Roberts if you don't want to. If you can get Lizard and Sinclair this week, I think you'd be very happy.
Yeah, I think so.
Bringing Nash this week and Roberts next week. I'm not bringing Roberts in. I think that ship has sailed a long time ago.
Yeah, you need him to have a really dud game, eh?
It's 597 now.
Or trade like a McAndrew and a Lindsay up to Roberts or something like that, potentially. Like two actual players.
Apart from round one, this guy has
he's done very well.
Insane. And it was right under my nose. I love good Archie, but even I didn't pick him. Instead, I picked Blackiston.
I think we got Dan Houston around then. But like we could have got Roberts, but we got Dan Houston instead.
Yeah, I believe in this guy instead.
Yeah.
I believe in Mr. 60s. And 30s. Mixed to 60s and 30s. After I traded him out, the guy lost the will. So, yeah, it's pretty disgusting. Apparently, Nass will be out again this week. Oh, piss off.
Hope not.
Oh, my God. I traded this guy in. Imagine if I trade him in and he doesn't play for 2 weeks. That's just so stupid. Bowie ton up in comeback game. Might be sneaky pot on the run home. On you, Tony. Yeah, Bowie. Interesting. Good shout. Is Angus Ando top out?
No. No chance. No chance. He's just recovering from his 20. So next week, hopefully he does okay against Sydney. Then round 11, he plays West Coast. Then the cash gen comes out. I reckon he gets to close to 300K around his buy. We'll see. We'll see what's up.
We need a good score. We need like a 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I saw some people trading him out last week, and then he dropped to 60, and I'm just like, maybe not.
Thank you, Woohoo. Thank you very much. I like to try. If you do want me to run for Prime Minister, please let me know. I need enough people to back me. You know, can you imagine that? A Joe as a Prime Minister? Just Joe Blow or Joe Blogs is our Prime Minister. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Lamaya said he was Welsh.
Yeah, looks like it with the face. It looks like it.
Are you racially profiling people based on this?
No, it looks like he could be Irish. Like it's the same fair skin, light blonde hair. Get with the program. Get with the program, man.
I haven't even seen him. What does his face even look like? Myers, whatever his name is, Tom.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's a great photo. I love this photo. Looks a bit like me now. The big cheeks.
Yeah, he's got the complexion for it.
On your Tommy boy, Grundy or Jackson VC into Whitfield or Bond captain. Remind me of the matchups again. It was Rio play.
Grundy versus not much.
Oh, Jackson's gonna destroy it. Captain Jackson.
It's just about having the loops, right? Like, I look at my team. Like, maybe I've got Perez as a loop.
I don't even have Nazaya as a loop if he's out.
Yeah, well, that's it, right? If Nazaya's out,
then Nazaya makes a great loop. He plays second last.
He'd love to be Captain Nazaya. He could just be Captain Nazaya. It's worked out well.
Freed from Nazaya. Your defense is terrified. So, yeah, you could totally do Jackson as your captain. And then who's your vice captain? I mean, you can always trust the Bonds at Marvel Stadium, right? Surely, you can always trust Bond at Marvel Stadium. And not getting again. Fair. Who else is the easy matchup? They're all on Sunday.
And that's the issue, right? There's not a lot of them.
Jackson will go crazy. Sherry could go crazy. I mean, Anderson in Darwin could go crazy. It's so stupid. Let me go to this piece of caca. Noah Anderson. Seriously, what the hell? Where did this shit come from? He scores 146, bro.
Yeah,
in one game.
Shit. Yeah, after shit. He's been shit the whole time, and then he's gone big once.
TIO Stadium. Look at this. TIO Stadium, whilst copping tags, apparently, he's gone a 146 and a 152.
So that means he's going to go big again this week.
So stupid. Noah Anderson's my VC this week. Let's go. Noah Anderson into Bond. Is Bond? Or is it Noah Anderson? If I had Jackson, I'd 100% be captaining Jackson. But I might just do Noah Anderson into
Noah Jackson.
There you go. Noah into Bond. There you go. The two wings. Bond on a wing. Who would have thought? Get Sinclair for defense or Gorn as my flex? Sinclair.
Yeah. Sinclair's going to drop in price. I mean, he's 112 now. Plays Richmond. You'd assume that he beats that. And then I think the break-even's kind of reset. We do projections from him. So let's say 130 against Richmond. Yeah, then he starts to go up a little bit. He does play Freo and Hawks. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You could pick Max de Gorn. I don't know how much he's going to drop in. 133, he can do it against Hawthorn.
Playing forward, not ideal.
No, but no Barras.
True. They'll just pull someone. They'll just bring out some of the buffhead.
That's how it goes. More buffhead.
McAndrew's moment to get them Jackson this week. Mate, worth it. If you could, if I could, I would, but I can't, so I shaft. Roby is actually short for Rob's medal. That is harsh. That's a very harsh. Leave Sullivan Roby alone.
Oh, initiator. That's worse. If we had comment of the year, we could make a clip for it. That'd be fantastic, man. Oh, that would be great.
That's me.
Someone clip that. That's fantastic.
Looking at Carroll down to Dirksen and Charmishiel. This is like a Charmander, but gone wrong. Charmishiel for DPP.
I think Dirksen will play at some point. I think he'll play again. So if I had to pick someone, it would be him.
Yeah, go for Dirky. Roby's too expensive. He's now 209,000.
Yeah.
Kalani's been the downgrade emergency pressure all year. Not sure when to pull. Indeed, I think it's still too early to go for Kalani because we need money. We need cash gen, and we don't have enough at the moment to finish the team. My trades last week have pigeonholed me a bit. Jagger, Grill, and Marshall to Bailey, Cumming, and Burton. Yeah, messing up the midfield structure, and that's a problem I have too. I just don't have the TPP to be able to bring in like a Henry type. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. Now I'm stuck. Well, Murdoch is 6, so you're allowed to do that. Rechko he seems to be decent, Rechko, for 70s now, which is, again, pretty nice. Sharp is cooked. He has, unfortunately, dislocated that shoulder. Burton, you probably don't want to go there. And Anderson, you probably don't want to go there. Maybe you do want to, but I feel like Rechko and Murdoch are fine. And then you can maybe use Sharp to loop it between Anderson and Burton. So, yeah, not ideal. You really need some mids in there, bro. Pretty sure there was always a 100k difference between Baz Holmes and Rosie Heaney. Yeah, I think so. Kids, I can't believe Connor Rosie is still that far away.
Yeah, got nuked, man, when he got injured.
I want less poo in my team, not more. Fair enough. I love your work, guys. Thank you, Abdullah. I could get Whitfield this week, but it means I have to get a 999 playing Rook, or I could get Callahan. Allows me to get Merritt next week and went on Whitfield post buy.
So surely you've kind of answered your own question there, yeah? Like Callahan plus Merritt next week is better than Whitfield and a non-playing Rook. I think you're fine. Because Essendon plays, what is it, Richmond and West Coast the next two? Like,
yeah. Very nice, very nice. Most coaches that have recommended in league have all had bench full of do not plays. Wish I played them later in the season. I know, right? He comes in round 16, Baz 17. Nice. I love it. Good call, good planning. What the hell is Parrish doing? We take him out now. He's scoring well. He's a prick, bro. You're telling me to hang on to Clark instead of bringing in Roberts? Are you mental? Yeah, Big J. Are you mental?
Apparently, I'm very mental. It was more just the point of. It was more just the point for me of. I don't think he's going 150 because he did that against the Giants, but we know the next couple of runs of players. It was more just, hey, I want you to get crappy rookies off the field before you upgrade a guy that 3 weeks ago we considered to be a keeper. That's the only thing. So Roberts is great, whatever, but like, what are you going to do this week if Clark drops a 120 and Roberts goes like 110? Oh well, he's not getting 42 disposals every week, yeah. That's the only thing. Archie Roberts is turned into prime Harry Sheasel in the backline, Joe.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you play for a shit team and the ball's living in defense, isn't it?
Yeah, and you get all the kickouts.
It's pretty nice, but then again, it was Mason Redmond's first game back, so we'll see what happens. I went Roberts after the second week. I love it. Of course you did, Mark. Very nice. Good work. End of year summary, Joe. Blackiston over Archie.
Yeah. Don't trade primos.
Wrong bomber. Wrong bomber, unfortunately. Thank God Cozzy got off. I brought him in and captained him. Yeah, captain was pretty shite. But thankfully he got off. It's the go-y time. Yeah, time for you to go, James. We're not picking him. Blamires is Welsh for Master Ray. Oh, Jesus, okay. My trade-ins last week. G'day, James Miller,
James?
2 Miller, 101, Bailey Dale, 128, and Isaac Rankin, 149.
Love it.
Excellent,
Love it.
James.
Love it.
Oh, that's sexy, bro. would not touch Jordan De Goey. Can't trust him. Yeah,
Nah.
no one can trust Geordie De Gropey. Butters into Bond, safe and locked. True Hexerism. Butters into Bond. That works. Scored a 24-25. That is glorious. Look at Bond's game history. I wouldn't pick him this week. Yeah, but this is Bond. I know that was also Bond, but it's a new Bond. Every day there's a new Bond. Every day is a new Bond day. So I wish every day was a Marcus Bontempelli public holiday. Only just chimed into the live. Welcome, James. Better late than never.
Welcome,
I'm going VC Grundy into Sinclair. No Wilkie. I think he pops off. Love it. Good call. Imagine Gorn score last month without Heath in the team. I don't want to, Jamie, because it will make me very sad. Check it out, fellas. See you, Maltesing. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Carmichael isn't the worst idea if you don't have a loop. If anyone wants a DPP loophole rookie, remember everyone was hyping up Carmichael preseason. Indeed, it's true. And he looked sensational in the preseason as well.
Yeah, he was playing.
I reckon it could be Dogs in the team. I reckon he could be in Dogs' team 2 to 6 weeks. That's pretty long. What does the injury list say? Freed from desire, your defense is terrified. Free from desire, after going to do those. Okay, alrighty. Doggies. He's not even listed as an injured. What? Why? Remind me again. Why is he not listed as an injured player?
Because he's just not playing. He's fit to go, Joe. He's just not playing.
Ah. How long has he been fit for?
For a while, I think.
Ah.
Yeah, he only was out for like 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks, I think. Yeah. He's not injured.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's gone. Ooh, he loves the handball, doesn't he? 22 disposals, 23 disposals, 18, 16, 4 marks, 4 tackles. I wish I could know where he was playing. What was the role? Interesting. Yeah, he was in all of our preseason teams. So hopefully he comes back in. If you think that's my comment, go on Discord not to be recorded. Bullshit. Which are the two of Buderick, Zagoe, or Durham? None of them. Parrish can get 100%. Where are all those old school G's talking about? There's too many trades now. It was better when we had 20. I know there was
no chance. No chance. The problem is, right? Like, I remember when we used to have 30 trades. Like, I started playing back in like 2017, right? So, remember with 30 trades, kind of remember when that situation was happening, and even then, we kind of struggled. I think just the way that the game is now and things like that. Imagine if we only had 20 trades. Like, how do you even have a finished team? Like, you just don't upgrade until like you don't make trades until like round 8 or 9 when all your players are fully appreciated in price. Like, God forbid, we had like 8 injuries at the start of the season. Imagine if we only had 20 trades. Like, whoops, there goes all our players. We're all stuck with Darcy Parish at M8 on our field for the whole season. Oh, it's painful.
What has Darcy been doing these days?
Hey, he scored a 92 this week. He outscored Dacos. If you had gone him to Dacos, you would have been in a bit of trouble.
Where do you think I traded him out?
Before the 137.
Freaking break. The break. I've been talking this piece of crap up all preseason just to freaking just go, no. So, yeah, stuff you. I think Melbourne and the Hawks could be a good game. Good win. Melbourne playing good football. If they believe, yes. I'm just saying, I reckon he's a pick. We could jump up. Yeah. Okay, good. Thanks, James. Good shout. I reckon he could be a co-op and was in like 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. 2 to 4 weeks. Cool. See you, Mark. See you tomorrow night, mate.
Hey, Mark.
Not worried about Bontrack or Carlton aren't as good as they were a few years ago. Indeed. I've been playing Supercoach for this year 17 years straight. Been running my comp every year, never missed a year. Big comp, $120 entry, 20 teams, 17 years strong. James Randall, you are a wheeling and dealing business mogul. Unreal. Well done.
There you go.
Yeah, 100%. He's a shite. Need a primo this week. Luggage, LDU, Holmes, or Baz? I like luggage.
For me, it just more comes down to: are you looking, Aaron? Are you looking for another week for some of these players, or are you convinced that hey, they're good to go? And if you're convinced that they're good to go, then a McCluggage or a Bailey Smith or someone like that would be okay. Holmes, so if we go down the list, right? Bailey Smith, break even of 152. I don't think he does that against Brisbane. So he's going to be under 600K. Max Holmes. Let me see if I can find you, Maxi. Where are you, Maxi? Max Holmes. Almost on the other end, going to start going up in price. 110, but still, does he cop the tag? Does he cop the Berry tag? The problem with Geelong is they've got Brisbane this week and then Sydney the week after. So it's like, hey, I could cop Berry and then I'm going to cop James Jordan. And it could go between one of the two. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm thinking of as well. LDU would be okay. LDU post-buy, fantastic. You just have to navigate how many round 12 buy players do I have? Because if you've got Tuke Miller, if you've got Harry Sheasel, if you've got Petrarca, then you've got Rankin and Rochelle. Then you've got Zach Butters in your midfield as well. You're going to throw LDU into there. You could end up like just neutering yourself already. It could be like 8 players out in round 12. Plus if you've got Tristan Cherry as well. Yeah. So you just have to be careful. Post-buy, LDU, top notch. Like you have to get him in post-buy. Richmond, West Coast, Essendon, Port Adelaide, back to back. Like that's when you get him in. I'd probably go like a Holmes maybe. As Kobe says here, Holmes I would choose. Especially if he gets the DPP, like it's looking like for him in the back line. Might be the way to go.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Holmes because I do think, yeah, having him as a primo defender is pretty good at that price. These OGs play different. In leagues, it's Savage. My older step bro is my nemesis, and I don't know how he does it every time. My only worry is Luggage could get a Mullen tag. I mean, does he get the tag, though? Does he? Who? You don't reckon it's going to go to the guy who won the Norm Smith? You don't think it's going to be potentially Will Ashcroft? Will Ashcroft. Oh, wow. 47 CBAs only. Yeah, maybe it is close.
If I was tagging them, I would go Lockie Neal and maybe like a McCluggage. And then just do run with rolls for the rest.
Could wait a week on Luggage. Suitcase Ocean tag, most definitely. How long is Dyson Sharp out for? No clear timeline. It depends on the path they take for recovery, whether it's going to be surgery or not. If it's surgery, then it could very well be an end of season thing. Also, question on... Yeah, go.
Is it crazy that I think that North may beat Adelaide this week?
No, it's not crazy at all.
Is that a hot take?
No, it's not. I was going to tip you guys.
Interesting.
I was not impressed with how they played against the Tigers. I think the Tigers certainly left a lot of easy
Left a
gettable
lot of
shots.
points. Yeah.
And that could have really have put even more scoreboard pressure on the Cron, who I don't think handled that pressure very well. So I reckon North, yeah. North. Also, question strategy. I'm second, and I feel there's a clear top 10. Should I try to identify? Well, if you're playing for cash, then you have to beat that guy. Yeah, you have to win your league. If you're playing overall, then you're just simply playing an overall long game strategy.
Yeah, I'd probably have a bit of a look at his team and see what he has and compare them to the players that you have. But the first thing would probably come into it and say, hey, I'd be more focused on finishing my team than look to bring in a couple of pods and get rid of like your Clarks and your Walshes and stuff like that for better players than be, hey, like, oh, I want to grab this unique player, put so much emphasis on that. Because a finished team will always outscore a non-finished team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a very good answer. LG's been great for me. Traded Track for him when Track was injured.
Yeah.
Then got Track back when he was fit.
Yeah, that's what I didn't do, unfortunately. I think a lot of us, and myself included, made the mistake of, when Petrarca or when Sherry got suspended and things like that, grabbing like a 700k player and saying, cool, instead of saying, cool, I can use that money and grab 2 players, for example, instead. So really like that. You've done well with the LDU.
How smart a coach do you think? I think he's very smart. Yeah. I think he's definitely the smarter of the Scott brothers. And you don't win a premiership if you're not a smart coach to some extent. I love the way that they manage the team. I think it's more than just him. Obviously, it's the whole club. And he might not necessarily be the best coach in the league, but he's definitely part of the best run club in the league. He's only just one cog in that machine. And you know that as soon as Chris Scott leaves that role, because his time has come to an end, you probably anticipate that whoever the next person that comes in will probably be of a similar ilk. Will be someone who has very similar output, someone who has a very high win rate, someone who will feature Geelong in multiple final series. I think Chris Scott gets a lot of credit, and he also gets a lot of blame. And ultimately, I think that he shouldn't get as much as of either, because he's just a cog in the machine that is the Geelong factory. And they're run different, man. They're built different, Geelong. They get all of these advantages. They know all the inner machinations. These big execs who work at Geelong would have come from the AFL previously. They have all of this insider information, and they're almost untouchable. How the hell has there not been more media attention about what's happened with Stengel, for example? You know what I mean? If it was any other club, you just know that it would have been examined to an inch of its life. All of these stories would have come out, but they're just able to quell everything. The Cats really are almost like the kings of the back door of the darkness, behind the scenes, in the shadows, operators. The Cats, it's crazy.
Yeah, I just to jump on that too. Like I think yes, they've been very, very good in terms of picking up like rookies and things like that. But to be competitive as they have been for so long, and I look at Geelong's list and I'm like, you probably got 3 or 4 really good players, maybe 5 really good players, and then the rest are all like B grade. But the fact that every week you can be as competitive as what you can. I mean, this is a team that hasn't had a ruckman for donkeys of years. Hasn't had a big name ruckman for that long and has made finals and done really well and beaten established players and things like that. Like, go home factor, the cotton on factor, go buy him a farm. We laugh about that kind of stuff, but Geelong has been very, very good for a very, very long time. So all credit to Chris Scott and how he goes about it. Because even every week it's like, well, this matchup on this player and things like that you just don't think about, You
just look at them in recent times. I mean, second, third, mid prelim. 2023 was a shock. But then they had first, premiers, third, fourth, first, top eight, second, made it a prelims in those years. 2015, 10th, third, second, sixth, second. Remember, premiers, semi-finals, elimination, premiers, preliminary, premiers, second, first. Like from a stretch, even 2005, they were sixth and made it to a semi. In 2004, they were fourth and made it to a prelim. If you're just simply looking, since the year 2000, when they finished fifth and made it knocked out elimination final, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 out of 25 years in finals since 2000.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I probably got 5 minutes, Joe, and then I need to head off. So
yeah. Faro and Philippou. Don't bring Burton now.
No, it's too late. He's too late. Like, if we got him last week, fantastic. But he needs a spike game to even be worth it at this point. So I don't think he gets dropped, but it's not a great time for him. Yeah, I wouldn't bring Burton in. Edwards from Sydney is probably a better bet. Or if you want to spend a little bit more, Liam Henry.
No, definitely not Worrell. Worrell is
done.
He's not enjoying Millerer and also Dawson back there. Joe looking at trading out Cook, McAndrews, and Lombard next 2 weeks up to round 12 buy. Even Marshall. Yeah, got Marshall as well. Around 12.
I'm a little bit wary of getting rid of Cook. I think he's still got a bit of money to make. I reckon he gets to about 420k. For a guy that we brought in at 158, he's been bloody fantastic. But I think he gets to about 420k. And if you check out projections, if you guys got Supercoach Gold, he'll actually get around the mark. So yeah, he's just building again and again and again. Like, we're not going to keep him for the year, but he's just building every single game. And I'm a little bit wary of getting rid of, like, if you went Cook to Baz Lanka, okay, I understand, right? Cook to Baz Lanka, Josh Lindsay to Max Holmes, I can live with those kind of trades. But if you're not getting bona fide primos out of these players, it's like, hey, they've still got a decent amount of money to make. Maybe not Lindsay off last performance, but like Cook still got decent money. So a bit wary of getting rid of these guys unless you're getting real value out of it,
Don't remember 11 as players I'm holding him, but I would not. You would get him. He's a good player. Worrell, I don't think he's been enjoying the addition of Dawson back there. Josh Worrell, I don't think his scoring has been that sensational in recent weeks. Unfortunately, if I go to Worrell, I'm obviously not an owner, so I don't have his scoring on top of my head. 86, 89, 73. Like, that's not great with the return of Dawson. So, yeah, not great. What kind of player does Ocean usually tag? Probably the runner. So it does make him very much
good at their job.
Yeah, I agree regarding Scott. Yep. Stephen, g'day. Finalist Faith and Stewart. Roberts going Bruin to Callahan and Farrow out. Defender downgrade is a nightmare. Look, I reckon if you didn't get Edwards, you probably can.
Yeah. If he's named this week.
If he's named. Yeah. If not, then maybe Perez, if he's named, to replace Barras with his soft tissue, with his hammy. So yeah, I think Bombers and Carlton need a good coach like John Longmuir. We need a lot more than just a good coach. Geelong keep on finding players. Yeah, again, they see talent differently. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah. It's like whenever you play Football Manager or something, and you're like, hey, this guy's got good pace and kicking. Yes, his defensive stats aren't great, but you hone in on those two. That's what Geelong does. And then they teach them how to defend, or teach them how to defend okay. They always have good footy smarts, and they're always quick. Geelong will never really draft a bad pick. Even like Rechko. Like Rechko's their dumpy player that they got rid of, and look, he's doing well at another club. And he's probably one of Richmond's probably top 10 on their field at the moment. So yeah, it's there's a lot of really good players, mate. All right, I'm gonna head off.
7-6.
I'll catch everyone later. If you're a member, jump on member stream tomorrow. If not, I'll see everyone for the drive home on Thursday. Peace out, everybody. Have a good day.
Have a good night.
Team review most likely out tomorrow. I just got to figure out what I want to do. But I didn't score that well this week anyway, so yeah.
Fair enough. I was some more player rookies. Yeah, I think they will. Mid-season draft coming up soon. Birdman, how many primos keepers will you have this week? And how many should we aim for? I'm not really aiming for a number, Birdman. I'm just simply going on my team, just trying to get the bad rooks off. Last week, I tried to get 2 off by doing a double upgrade with Nazaya and Callahan. Unfortunately, they decided to completely shaft us and decide very late in the piece that he was going to be managed. And unfortunately, there was no one that I could really trade to. So, yeah, just how many do I have at the moment? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I've got 17 at this point in time, which I think is pretty par. There are some that have got 18 even. So, yeah, I've got 17 at the moment. Okay, Placey doing well. Thinking of going Farrow and Marshall to McCluggage and Joyce. Nah, don't go Joyce. Don't go Joyce. Yeah, 100%. I like Cook. He's doing very well. Yeah, stop going to Joyce. We're on Josh Deckers and giving 89. Roberts. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Don's not bad this week. Disappointing last quarter. It was disappointing, Placey, because we lost it on the bloody in the selection panel. Like, how can we only name one small forward? One. And that one small forward is not even a natural small forward, Jaden Ewan. He's not even a natural small forward. He's literally being taught to play this role. He's always played in defense. How can you have a makeshift small be your one small? Bro, if we had Hussein or if we had Gresh playing, we win that game. We win that game. So many times the ball hit the deck and it just bounced and bounced. And it's just like, why the hell is no one near this ball? It just bounced out so easily. And that's what pisses me off, because that game was really winnable. Really winnable. Gee, they played like crap, the Giants. And we really took it up to them. The effort was high. Disappointing. So disappointing. Rich goes through the other Tigs draftees. Okay, cool. Cats can turn Jack Martin from it. Yeah, I know, right? It's insane. Yeah, everybody says goodbye. Always heard 18 primers by round 12 was the goal. By round 12. Oh, is that so? So I've got 2 weeks to get one more primo in. Yay, on track. Pretty good. Crazy to say, but I think we needed Gresham. 100%, man. We needed Gresham. We needed some pace. We needed pace, but also forward craft. And someone who knows how to rove the ball. Like, that's not an easy thing to learn. And that's going to be something that Jaden Ewan might take a long time to pick up on. How to rove the ball. How to gather front and square. You know, where to position himself so that he's in the most optimum spot to pounce on the loose ball. You know, if we had someone, if Gresham was in instead of Newen, we win that game. Because so often the Twirls did the right thing, brought the ball to ground, but there was no one at ground level to present and to capitalize. So, yeah, it's crazy. Had James come my team last year and then didn't play for a while. Now he's a good spot. Yeah, well, sometimes you do go early. Sometimes you can go 1 year too early. Nobody was clear to me what exactly a primo is. I feel like a primo is someone that you're keeping for the year. That's what I consider a primo as someone that I'm keeping, a keeper. But that's just my own. I haven't played this game for long enough to be an authority on definitions. But for me, a primo is basically someone that I'm keeping for the year. And if they are an uber primo, it means that they're top of line. They're top of their line, is my opinion. That's how I've seen it. I've seen it as an uber premium is top of their line. They're best of the best, creme de la creme, the piece de resistance. But different people have different interpretations, I guess. Where does Clark and Walsh and Flanders fit? Well, for me, because I'm keeping them, I'm considering them as primos. Because I'm keeping them for the year, and the reason why I'm keeping them for the year is because they can pump out these random 120 scores and average, 90 plus around 100. So for me, Flanders, Walsh, Clark, I'm holding on to them for the whole year. So for me, they are primos. And they are certainly capable of pumping out big scores that rookies can't. Primo to me was always 500k plus, and Uber was 600k plus. Well, if that based on that logic, then are you saying that Finn Callahan is not a primo? Is that what we're saying? Are we saying Finn Callahan is not a primo? Because he's under 500k? Are Murdoch or Cook potentially keepers? I do think so. Potentially. Cook is potentially, I agree. I don't want to live in a world of mediocrity. Unfortunately, Woohoo, you really don't have much ability to influence the world around us and the standards that one has, and the qualities that other people have. So I don't want to live in a world of mediocrity. Look, maybe you can just simply say, I don't accept mediocrity for my own team and I demand the best of the best. That's fine. That makes a hell of a lot more sense than I don't want to live in a world of mediocrity. Callahan fallen primo. So he is a primo then, is he? 1 week, I class Houston as a primo. The next I'm calling him a spud. Could you call him a primo spud? A spuddo? Spuddo. The premium spud. Currently, Finn is not a primo. Needs to show he can handle a tag first. Well, I still think he's a primo. But he's not an uber primo, in my mind. Because he is... he's a primo because he can pump out hundreds, right? He can pump out triple digits. But he's not going to be an uber primo because if every time he's going to get hit with a tag and he's going to fold, it's obviously going to impact his scoring, his average, the total number of points that he's going to score you for a year. Just because he can't handle a tag, in my opinion, doesn't make him not a primo. But maybe you could say that I'm just acquiescing to this man's the bigotry of low expectations. you could say, but I don't know. Murdoch may get. I think he certainly would get forward DPP for sure. Could be a handy F6, F7. Look, I've sort of had this running joke for about a month or so, Placey. I've been saying I'm probably going to have Murdoch as my keeper F6. But I've had some people rib into me saying that there's no way he's going to be able to do it. But I've kept him. And I believe in my boy Murdoch when he gets forward status. The interesting thing about Murdoch is what a sick name, Milano, 25 years of age, jumper number of 0, pretty cool. 93. He's getting CBAs, baby. You know what I mean? He's getting CBAs, which is really good. It probably means that he's more likely to have steadier scoring than Cook, who's on a wing. As a Dons fan, delivered. Placey, maybe that's my problem. Maybe mediocrity with Essendon is all I know. I can't control the world, but I can control this one thing, which is also an obvious delusion. Because as we discussed maybe 2 hours ago, Woohoo Review, we don't control shit. It's entirely out of our hands, where the real coaches dictate where our players play, or whether or not they get managed last minute, or whether they get CBAs coming. So yes, control is an illusion, my friend. The only thing you can control is here. Yourself. Only within can you retrospectively look in and take deep breaths, try to control yourself as best as you can, compose yourself. The outside world, it's not so easy, mate. Not so easy. Oh my God. This is our very first comment from Twitter, I think. Jai. Welcome, Jai. Thank you for your comment. I don't think I have ever seen a comment with the X logo on there. Can you guys confirm that this is, in fact, the very first Twitter post you've ever seen? Have you, Initiator? Oh, I don't know. I thought this was the first time I've seen a Twitter. I thought Twitter didn't work. Every time I'm on with Jez, he always says Twitter's not working. Who would you pick out of any defender this week? Out of any defender? There's no... I like Blakey, personally. I like Whitfield. I like Nazaya. I like Sinclair. Basically, you want to pick the guys who are going to be top 6. Roberts is looking like a top 6 at this point, crazily enough. Sinclair is for sure. Whitfield is for sure. 580k, 597k. Very expensive. Nazaya 558. He's probably bottomed out. So getting Nazaya is a good idea, and getting Blakey is also a good idea because I think he has also bottomed out. So Blakey's break-even is 64. So this is probably the cheapest you're going to get the Lizard. Probably the cheapest you're ever going to get the Lizard. Now, Nazaya, apparently, some people floated in the chat that he might not play this week because of his bleeding in the calf. The corky's apparently a really bad corky. So it could very well be that he's managed again. I like Liz. I think we needed to find Primo as top 8 to 11. Well, what's an Uber Primo then? Fallen Primo was that 420 to 500k with a player that has been better previously, usually including an injury, someone aged out, or someone with a bad tag/subvest. True. That. Looking at holding model for flex. Yeah. I think as I won't get a full team. Yeah, I think I might be forced to trade him out, though, depending on what the cash gen is like, but I love me some Murdoch. Yeah. See you, Kobe. Have a good night. See you tomorrow at the members. Indeed. I understand keeping rookies till they buy, but keeping falling mid prices seems too conservative. And understand. Yeah, keeping falling mid prices, I agree. It's not great. But I don't think I personally don't consider Clark a fallen mid pricer because Jordan Clark. Look at his history. He's averaged 104.6 and basically 104. The last, he's averaged 104 the last 2 years. So he's better than what he's shown. You know that to be the case. So I wouldn't be calling him a mid pricer. Maybe. No, I don't know what Tool Lyrics is. I can't claim that. That's just my own thoughts. Was Tool Lyrics? Tool is an enigmatic progressive metal band from Los Angeles, California. Members include vocalist Brandon Maynard, James Keenan, guitarist Adam Jones, drummer Danny Carey, and bassist Justin Chancellor. Chancellor replaced Paul D'Amour in 95. What the hell was I saying that was a quote over this? I'm going to have to look into these guys. Whitfield on Isaiah. Blakey out of those options. Yeah, I like Blakey. When should I get rid of Roses? After last week's 36. Roses. Malcolm Roses. 43 break even. He's getting close. You could probably get rid of him next week. And Geelong at GMS. I mean, anytime you get rid of him, you're not disappointed because he'll made you basically 200k. Top 6 defender, in my opinion, is Whitfield, Sinclair, Roberts, Naz, and Holmes. Yeah. I would look at it as like the A grade, the B grade, the C grade. I do think those guys are all up there for sure. And I'd have Blakey knocking on that door. And Lizard. Yes. There you go. Yeah, I agree. All wicked. There you go. Crikey, mate. Tunis Parabola from Latterus. I don't remember what I said, though. That freaking was a quote of that. An example of someone aged out would be painful. Yes, of course. Fair enough. Yes, and of course an injury as well. Bad tags happen to players often enough. They do. Yes, Subfest is no longer. Yeah. I traded out Carroll this week. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. These are my trades, I think, this week. Simple one down, one up. And I agree. I don't think you'll do it. I think it's remarkable that we were able to get this guy to 290, 500. For him to make us 170k. Personally, I wasn't sure that he would. I thought if he got to 150k, we're lucky. But to get an extra 20,000 on top of that, I'm very happy about that. So, yeah. For him to get 290, thank you very much for your services, Blamires. 99k rookie that basically made us 200k. So, much love. Thank you very much, boys, for your services. One down, one up to some really good players, I reckon. So, Happy with that. Very happy with that. It is it is a little bit, but unfortunately, I don't have DPP to get what's his face, Henry, and besides, Henry is more expensive than Edwards is already. And if Edwards isn't named, but Perez is to replace Barris, then I'll just go Perez instead. But unfortunately, I'm a little bit locked in. Wouldn't Dirksen be better? Do I trust Dirksen to even play? Who got injured at Carlton in the forward line for Dirksen to come in? Why would Carlton make any changes to their team after they almost managed to catch the Lions at home? They played very well in that last quarter in particular. The margin was over 40 points at this point. The margin was, I think, like 46 points. And then they went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They went 6 goals in a row. I don't think they had any injuries. Carlton, they're crazy. Fair. I came here trying to get talking out of using my final trade. Hasn't worked. I came here trying to get talked out of using my final trade to go Walsh, Clark, Grill for Roberts, Whitfield, and Kalani. Hasn't worked. So you want to trade out Walsh as well, do you? Interesting. Very interesting. Walsh. Equal number 1 for most CBAs this weekend with Mark Pittner. Oh, Crippo was number 1. I don't know. I reckon you just hold on to these guys. If you want to trade out Clark because his role has changed, you can. Walsh has not had a role change. Walsh, you still know what he's doing. Walsh is still at inside mid. And he scored 94 points, which is not the worst. You want to get rid of Clark, you can. I prefer, if you have to pick one or the other, I think I'd hold on to Walsh. Kemp was shithouse. They could. It seems like Kemp seems like he's got no confidence whatsoever. Like, it was almost like he was afraid to have a shot on goal, which was quite sad. You never like to see a player down on confidence like that. Oh, you traded a donut? I do not recommend that. Boom, boom. Swing for the fences. Walsh and Clark was 50k between them. Don't tell me about Walsh, mate. I own the t-shirt. I know you own the t-shirt, but that could also make you very it could have you reacting to it differently as opposed to objective, you know, when someone goes in too deep. So I'm here trying to just talk you off I'm just here to talk you off the ledge a little bit, woohoo. So I'll talk to you about Walsh, mate, with the t-shirt. You wanted to burn that t-shirt the other week, didn't you? Did you burn it? Did you go ahead and burn it? When do we get Roberts and Whitfield? You don't need Roberts. Whitfield, yeah, I reckon Whitfield's very important, particularly now that Ash is in the midfield. But, you know, I was saying last week that Whitfield was the pick. You should have got him last week. literally was calling it, saying you really need to get Whitfield in. He's got the Bombers, and then he's got West Coast, and his break even was not high. Emotionally compromised, correct. You're saying not needing Roberts is your bias. Well, I don't have him either. And I think if you miss one of the top defenders, I don't think it's necessarily end of the world. If rather than getting Roberts, I got Blakey, not end of the world. Realistically, what's the difference going to be points-wise? And it's certainly going to be very expensive to get there. Whitfield got kicked in the Achilles last weekend, so I went Nas. Unfortunate. Nas is still worth it, though. But yes, should have got Whitfield, though, still. He copped a kick to it. It wasn't like he strained it or pulled it. He just got kicked. It's different. I'd rather have external blunt force trauma than having an internal compromise. You're clearly not suffering from OCD. No. Definitely not. And I thank God for that. It's just a game. It's just a game, man. Would bother missing out on Roberts if Holmes gets DPP? You mean it wouldn't bother you? Because then... Oh, unless you got Roberts as your final defender. Yeah, fair. Where's our Walsh fan? That is literally Woohoo Review Initiator. I love it. Games are more fun when you have OCD. Oh, I don't need to have. Yeah, look, wouldn't. Yeah, fair enough. Look, mate, I have so much fun with games already. Personally, I just think you need to have a bit of lightheartedness, bit of levity, not taking yourself seriously, and really just immersing yourself in the game. I think you can. I think you can literally enjoy anything if you put your mind to it and you approach it with a positive attitude. Heck, even watching the Bombers can be fun at times. You know, it's all about your mindset. That's actually Woohoo. I've been blind. It seems you've been blind and illiterate. If you weren't able to read that the Woohoo Review is Woohoo. So yeah, Initiator, I've I don't know what to say. I used your money. I love it. Woohoo. Never change. I do love some sensationalism as well. I do love maybe the good old hyperbole. Just going off and going on tangents and over exaggerating things. It's definitely a form of comedy, and I hold it in very high regard because that's something that I personally do. So there is an internal bias. There's a bias. It is a little bit. It's very embarrassing, actually. That is indeed the Woohoo Review. And I know you're joking. There's no way you've read Woohoo Reviews so much in this chat that you can't be pulling my leg, mate. That's another form of highbrow comedy at one's own expense. Very noble of you, Initiator. All right, guys, that's about it. I was next to old man at the pub the other day. Why embarrassed? I think he's saying that he's embarrassed at the fact that he didn't recognize that who you were. Mid-season draft is a week after. It's round 13, I think. Tuesday, 26th of May, in the week following round 11. So, round 11 DPP. and then mid-season draft, mid-strength draft, Carlton draft. Yes. All right. So that about does us for the evening. Anytime. Thank you very much for joining. I want to put them to have a different person on every platform because I can't be asked updating them. Oh, but you introduced yourself as Woohoo Review, bro. When you were in that Sammy Walsh top, which was quite nice. Very extravagant, if I might say so myself. So, and clearly Initiator knew as well. So he's just didn't pay attention. But that's about it, guys. Danny, on you, Danny. Love it, Danny. Woohoo Review, Danny. A pleasure to meet you and make your acquaintance once again. And thank you all very much for joining us on a very fun, I think, Monday live stream. I did join late. Duty calls, but hey, at least we had some fun. I will try and record my team review. For those of you who are here watching, you got a sneak peek at my team review anyway. So that's pretty good. And you know what my trades are going to be as well. So yeah, 23.31 went up almost 5,000 spots. And we're now at 26,000. So we're on the march, bit by bit. We're on the march, slowly but surely. Thank you all so much for joining. If you new and haven't had the chance yet to subscribe, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to not miss out on any of the videos and streams that we continue to pump out on a regular basis to join this wonderful community full of great banter and fun that we love to bounce off. Yes, 100% Jamie. I love these streams too, my friend. Fist pump. Have a good night. I'll have a look at it. I'll go have a look. Love yous as well. Danny. Gonna have to try and remember your name now. Danny. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you, if you remember, see you tomorrow night. If you're not a member, we'll see you on Thursday for the drive home. And you know what? Because Initiator has done that, we'll end with the song. There you go.
Supercoach tabs on my phone at dawn, scrolling through the carnage, what went wrong? Grammar soul is steady, rookies on the rise, mid-prices tempting me, danger in disguise. Big J calling from the couch, mate, check your side. Joe bragging about a loophole, riding that tide, we're trading in our hopes like stocks on a screen, chasing that price rise, living the dream. Woo! We're the center bounce crew, hey! Whistle blows, we're riding it through, from goals and behinds to the last upgrade, greatest game in the world, that's how we're made, from a pig in the guts to the bench warmer blues, every week we're breaking the rules, they fell in our veins, yeah, it's all we do, we're the center bounce crew. Got duds on the park, can't win a hard ball, need a downgrade, target, answer that call, possessions piling up, my captain's on fire, vice loop lightning, sparks through the wire, yeah. Trade plan scribbled on the back of a bill, one more sideways move, I swear I'll sit still, but the siren hits Friday, logic is gone, mate, just push and go on. Who you backing in, who you backing in, who you backing in, yeah. Who you letting go, one more risky move, then we steal the show. We're the center bounce crew, hey! Whistle blows, we're riding it through, from goals and behinds to the last upgrade, greatest game in the world, that's how we're made, from a pig in the guts to the bench warmer blues, every week we're breaking the rules, they fell in our veins, yeah, it's all we do, we're the center bounce crew.